Sports Radio 560 WQAM Miami Fort Lauderdale presents The Neil Rogers Show.
Oh, my God.
To talk to Neil, call 567-0560 toll-free for Dade and Broward or pound 560 on your cell phone. The opinions of Neil, his guests, callers, or anyone else on the show do not necessarily reflect those of WQAM, Beasley Reed Acquisitions, or the Beasley Broadcast Group. Now, Neil Rogers on Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Rubs the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again.
All right. Wake up with your nostrils full of goo. Doc says you just might have some kind of flu. If you reach your pit, you get all tight. Better find a cleaner 'cause there's no place to wipe. Brown sugar, you got to dig them out. Woo! Brown sugar, don't put them in your mouth. Tears in your hair in the twilight. Wiping on the curtains, now you get the rotate. No, if you blow, you'll be feeling alright. Try not to feel from waiting at a stoplight. Brown sugar, sometimes you pick and roll. Woo! Brown sugar, it's better if you blow. I said, yeah. Them boogers got to go. I said, yeah.
Increíble.
They're like, I'm gonna blow. I said,
Yeah, everybody's got it, baby. Everybody's sicker than hell, including, well, not really, not sicker than hell, but one more day would have done good. Just another few more Benadryl and, like, staying under the covers all day today would have been real good. But I don't want to do that because I like showing up just out of spite, you know what? Seriously, over a year and 1 week, you haven't missed, well, you know, you missed the one day to go down and report to your illegal immigration thing there, and I missed 1 day sick. That's pretty damn good for Neil and George. How do you like that? Oh, I'll tell you one thing. Have we got any press conferences we can put on here today? Huh? This radio station runs more stupid goddamn press conferences. Yesterday I watched the first game, okay? Which was the first game? The Jets game? And then I'm waiting, so I go to the store in between, and I'm get in the car, and I'm assuming that we've got the Vikings game on, Vikings-Phoenix game on. And do we have that game on, by the way? Do we have it on? Where the hell is the thing?
No.
No. We got Bill Parcells' press conference on. And I'm swearing at the radio in the car thinking, first of all, when did this thing start with sports? Every jock, every game, because we got ESPN, we have all these other media people that they have to satisfy. So now every game, the coaches got to come on, some of the illiterate jocks have got to come on. There have to be press conferences after the game. Used to be, I hate to break the news to you, Virginia, once upon a time, the only time there was a sports press conference is if there was like a major trade and a big-name player got traded or a coach or manager got fired or something. Something that was like a major event. Not now. Every single game, there has to be a goddamn press conference, and, of course, we'll put it on the air here. And my favorite part is, like, when you can't hear anything, and the guy way in the back row saying, "Hey, Bill, what do you think about that?" And for your life, if they held a gun to your head, you couldn't tell anybody what the hell they were talking about. So maybe we can find some press conferences to stick on there today.
No.
Huh? How about it? By the way, I found myself a new vet, and I'm not going to tell you who it is. It's Scott Schwartz's veterinarian, by the way, in Plantation. I think they're great. I think. But I'm not going to go on here yet and tell you, because every time you get a new doctor, every time you get a new veterinarian, the first time you go, every time, even the first time I went to the Israeli pill doctor, I thought, what a great doctor. Until he kept saying, every time I had a cold or a hangnail. And he turned out to be a real piece of crap. How about those Dolphins, huh?
They stunk.
I told you, root for your team, baby. Hope like hell, and then watch them go out there
They stunk.
and miss the plane and not show up. See, one thing about the other games this weekend, they were all competitive. Even Phoenix yesterday, enormous underdogs against the powerful Minnesota Vikings. Even the Cardinals put up a little bit of a battle yesterday, made it a respectable final score. Did the Dolphins do that?
No.
No, they did not. Missed the plane, didn't show up. Well, that's the way it goes. I'll let the other 20 hours a day deal with that stuff. Favorite story of the weekend, of course, father charged in death I guess you have to be delicate the way you approach this story, don't you? You have to be
Uh-huh.
for fear again of being called something. Lauderhill, man says baby cried too much. Well, she won't be crying anymore, I'll tell you that. Huh? At least if you're going to do something to solve a problem, make sure it works. And it worked, like a charm. In her 8 months of life, Sierra Woodstock's ultimate sin in the eyes of her father was crying too much. When she wouldn't stop wailing on Friday, her father, Theodore Bramwell, you notice how he has a last different name than she does. There's an awful lot of that in America going around now, you know. Children who have last different names than their parents. Anyway, when she wouldn't stop wailing, Theodore Bramwell struck her so hard with his hand that her head hit the rails of her crib. That didn't stop the tears either, he later told police. He now faces a murder charge.
Oh!
Sierra's 4-year-old sister tried to intervene and protect the baby from Bramwell, a construction worker. He cuffed the girl hard, leaving a bruise on her face, police said. Then, as an enraged Bramwell, 26, carried his crying infant to the kitchen, he slammed her tiny head into the wall, the blow that finally silenced the child, police said. Shut her up for good. Around 7 p.m. Friday, Bramwell called the children's mother, Wendy Woodstock, 24, at her job. She met them in the parking lot of Markham Telemarketing on West Oakland Park Boulevard a few minutes later. From there, Woodstock got in the car and gave Sierra mouth-to-mouth resuscitation while Bramwell drove to Plantation General Medical Center. Once at the hospital, Bramwell abandoned Sierra and her mother. Sierra was later transferred to Broward General Medical Center in Fort Lauderdale, where she died about 4 a.m. Saturday. She died from blunt trauma, according to the Broward Medical Examiner's Office. About 9 p.m. Saturday, Bramwell turned himself into the BSO. By yesterday morning, Bramwell was in the Broward County Jail, charged with murder and aggravated child abuse. He has no prior arrest record, nor have there been any abuse investigations involving him, Broward Sheriff's Officer said. The Sheriff's Office handles all homicide investigations for Lauderhill Police. Though Bramwell lives with Woodstock and has 3 children with her, they are not married. Bramwell is married to, but estranged from, Dorena Alicia Bramwell of Lauderhill. Can I read that last paragraph again?
Uh-huh.
Though Bramwell lives with Woodstock and has 3 children with her, they are not married. Bramwell is married to, but estranged from, Dorena Alicia Bramwell of Lauderhill.
Oh!
Okay. What did I tell you? Forced sterilization, baby. That's the only hope for the human race. Forced sterilization. And maybe somebody in the audience this morning, George, can make us smart, okay? We got that great story on the B.O. lady at the Boca Library. All kinds of good crap going on. But what the hell is rent? I asked George that this morning because I thought to me, well, I'm an old fart. I'm way out of touch with this generation today, thank God. I'm not touching it. Crowds rush for low rent tickets. And I looked at George and he looked at me like, huh? Like what?
I guess I'm an old fart, too.
And I said, the play, baby, the play. As Joe Namath would say, it's the play. We'll do anything for rent tickets. Here's a big article in there. I mean, a gigantic article with pictures. Here's this one girl. She's crying. She's hysterical. Star Hernandez, 18 of Western. She's in tears because they sold out the front row tickets right before her turn in line. She got shined in line, waiting to see Rent. What is that? I mean, we know it's a play, but what's the big attraction? It says it's big with the teens. It's like a cult thing with teenagers, kind of like this generation's Rocky Horror Picture Show. Does anybody in this audience know what it's all about?
No.
What it's,
No.
Come on, let's go. Let's get with it. Let's, for once in your lives, do something productive, okay? And show that we got a crowd out there that knows something besides, freebies. Then, of course, those Panthers last night. Oh, yeah. And we got asshole sucklings on there. I don't want to mention Geldy again. Oh, boy, they went 1-0-3 on the road trip. They went undefeated. I'm going to tell you something. If anybody in their life has ever seen a more boring sporting event than that game last night, I mean, I didn't even need my Benadryl to put me into a coma. That was one of the most puke-inducing coma. Yes, it's nice to get the win and the 2 points, which they desperately need, and it's amazing to me that a team this mediocre, that's playing this poorly, by the way, has got 38 points. I don't understand how. But anybody who could endure through that entire event last night, I congratulate you right now. It must have been a miracle, or you have no life whatsoever. And speaking of what a great hockey town this is, Matadors fall to the Seawolves 4-1 at the Miami Arena. Attendance last night, 1,005. See, you understand why I didn't want to be the spokesman for the Miami Matadors? Because I told them, hey, guess what, sweethearts? It ain't going to fly. This is Miami. You're dreaming. One moment, please.
Where do you find Hank Goldberg? Right where you got it. Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Hey, Whitney has a pair.
It puts the lotion in the basket.
It mixes it all up.
It puts the lotion in the basket.
It puts them both together.
It puts the lotion in the basket.
When the eyeball falls out,
It puts the lotion in the basket.
then it has to hose it down.
It puts the lotion in the basket.
It's what I have to
It
get.
puts the lotion in the basket.
Need to rub it on my breast.
It puts the lotion in the basket.
I have to dry clean my skin suit.
It puts the lotion in the basket.
I said, Doctor, I squish my BB in my legs. I said, Doctor, I like to dance around his waist. And Mommy, are the lambs quiet today? I said, Mommy, I want to look more like a woman.
My name is Buffalo Bill. It puts the lotion in the basket.
It makes it for my skin.
It puts the lotion in the basket.
I hold my BB in.
It puts the lotion in the basket.
How much does it cost?
It puts the lotion in the basket. I got my skin suit nipple necklace.
So yesterday morning, before the excitement of a football came on there, and was all over the screen, so I'm channel surfing to find something that might be interesting besides watching all these senators, who are jurors, of course, in this impeachment trial in the Senate, but nevertheless on every talking head show. Here's these 6 senators, and here's another 6 over there, and just just talking up a storm, even though really you'd think that they ought to be keeping their mouth shut. But at any rate, I come across an infomercial, I think it was on Channel 7 for laser surgery. You know, what used to be called RK. What do they call it now? L something.
I think they're two different things. I think
Well, this is whatever it is. And who was on there as one of the guinea pigs? Mindy Lang from Magic 102.7. And they showed the entire thing about how, when she went in there and was a little on the terrified side, which I think most people, if you have any kind of a brain, when they start doing, when you go to the doctor, I have no problems, doctor. I've had plenty of blood taken out, shots, you name it. It doesn't bother me at all. But when they start posking around with your eyes, you're afraid they're going to go, oops, because they don't have too many chances, So anyway, they showed the whole thing, and she went in there and had the thing done. And like after, and of course, what am I going to say about it? I'm just one of those people that's very skeptical. I would like to take these glasses and throw them on the ground and stomp on them because I've been wearing glasses since I was like 13 years old, which is like way too long. And she said it was a piece of cake and it was like painless. In fact, they showed her whole procedure. They showed the whole thing. And then she was sitting up, and like 10 minutes later, hey, I can see fine. And then the next morning, she could see great. And she can see clearly now. She was doing with Johnny Nash. She was singing it on Magic 102.7, which is why they had no audience. But nevertheless.
Our own Joe Costello.
Joe done it. And our own, what's his name? Joe Rizzoli. Every time he comes in here bringing me free stuff, he's always hyping me. Oh, you got to get that done because he's got somebody in the family, not locally, somewhere in Maryland, I think, that does that. And you got to get it done. It works great, and you can throw away your glasses. Just maybe we'll have some people in the audience today because I don't want to pressure them. Because I know I ask an awful lot of tough questions here, and do we usually get a response on them?
No,
we don't. But just maybe somebody out there might know something about that, and whether it and also whether it lasts. Because I've had people say they've had that done, and then a few years later, 3-4 years down the road, you have to do it again. Have you heard that?
From our own Joe Costello.
Oh, really? Did you have it done a second time?
No.
No? So then what are you
thinking about?
I haven't had it done, so I could if I wanted to.
Oh, I thought you said you did.
No.
You haven't had it done, period?
I had it done.
Yeah.
And my vision isn't like 20/20. It's like
what is it?
20/25.
Well, so what do you Jesus, what a nitpicker, man.
Well, no, they offered to do it again.
Look, when I first came to work here, you couldn't see from here to your anus. You couldn't see a damn thing. Did you have all kind of vision problems?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you had it done, and now you can see 20/25 is pretty damn near perfect.
Yeah. But the point is that they would do it for free again, even if I wanted it even better.
Do you have something, too? Do you have the crud?
The crud?
Yeah, doesn't he sound like he's got the crud? He sounds like he's got a...
I had the crud. It's like going away now.
Joe Costello's had it, too, and I got it, and everybody in the world has got it. And I'm taking my dog to the veterinarian because he's got pancreatitis. It's interesting, the vet that I used to go to, which I don't want to mention their name on the air because I can't stand them like poison. But at any rate, I took him there last Monday, as I reported here on the air, when he was doing his bloody all over the place. And they don't really take any. They look at him, you know, like, well, here you go. And I left him there all day, and they still didn't do a damn thing. So Saturday I had more problems, no blood, but a little more problem. He was out of sorts. And I went to Scott Schwartz's vet, and they took all kinds of blood tests, and they did this, and they did that, bada beep, bada boom. And he had pancreatitis, which means an inflamed and irritated pancreas. Poor little piece of crap. And now he's just fine. They gave me different kind of dog food, and they gave me some pills and a $240 bill. And I said, hey, you think he's worth $300?
No.
Here's a mobile in Pompano. Hello. Mobile in Pompano.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Neil, how you doing?
Okay.
Couldn't agree with you more on the boring-ass Panthers that we have to watch every week.
That game last night, I mean, I can't imagine anybody stayed up. It was over by 9, but I was already almost in a coma.
Yeah, I joined the club. I just want to know, when is Brian Murray, or will Brian Murray pull the trigger to get...
Okay, have a great day. We have an open line at Broward, 2 and Dade. Call those sports shows. I'm not doing a hockey show. Don't you understand? I'm not doing a goddamn hockey show. Friday I was talking here about stuff having to do with the fans down here, the people down here, and they're trying to turn it into a hockey show. When I did want to try to do hockey shows at other times, and I couldn't buy a call for $1 million. Now this guy wants to hock me a China about Brian Murray, okay? You're stuck with him, okay? You're stuck with him, with his brother, the evil twin. You're stuck with mediocrity is what you got, okay? So just to get used to it and learn to sing all those songs. You learn all those good songs, okay? Learn when to shout, learn how to dance when they put you on the screen up there, and have a good time. 2 open lines in Dade, 567-0560 and pound 560 on the mobile one line. What is with these people, okay? I'm going to say it again. The sports nerds, God, I hope God puts a hex on the sports nerds with their boring press conferences and their goddamn odds on every sporting event that's ever been invented and this stupid Mike Tyson fight that they're going to be paying $50 again to watch. When will it ever stop?
No.
Jesus Christ. How many ears does he have to bite? How many women does he have to rape? How much does he have to act like an asshole before America's virile men out there stop wasting $45 and $50 and $60 and $100 to watch some big illiterate jackass kick the crap out of some other illiterate, less talented jackass? Will it ever stop?
No.
That's why there's an endless supply of these idiotic calls on this radio station 20 hours a day. An endless supply, never stops. Hey, what are your thoughts on? Give me your take on that Ishpeming, Michigan, Ypsilanti game on Saturday? Huh? Give me what's your take on that game? You think they're going to cover the spread? Cover this, okay? People who listen to sports press conferences need mental help. I'm going to tell you that right now. Here's a lady mobile in Miami. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, ma'am.
Rent is a play about the bohemian life in Greenwich Village. It's on Broadway right now.
Yeah.
I saw it in August. It's excellent. But it is a cult following with the teenagers.
What do teenagers today know about bohemian life in Greenwich Village?
Well, it's about, love affairs and AIDS and good songs, and I don't know. It's about sex. It's about everything.
Oh, it's about sex. Well, no, like I said, no wonder all the teenagers are lined up to see it. Why should they be lined up to see it when they're all doing it?
Exactly. I don't know, but if you go to New York, they all scream every time each one of the characters comes on, and they know every single word to every song.
So it is like Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah, it is. It sort of is.
Great. Okay, thanks for the bad news. Thanks.
Bye.
They were lined up 50 million deep, baby, and they were in tears if they didn't get their front row seats, and they were hysterical over rent. They're renting it. If you can't get it, rent it. That's what I always said. We have an open line in Broward, 2 and Dade, 567-0560 and pound 560 on the mobile one line. Cutler Ridge, hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Neil, how you doing?
Okay.
First of all, I have a comment, and second of all, I would like to make a question. The first one, the comment is, I think there's something that a lot of us have overlooked and, of course, taken for granted. That's our punter. I think he has to be released.
Sir, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Why are you talking to me about this?
Well...
Do I do a sports show? Do I give a crap about your punter? Do I care?
Okay, and the question is, when can we acquire the Russian rocket?
Okay. We have an open line in Broward and 2 and Dade, 567-0560. Why don't you acquire a rocket in your rectum? In fact, it sounds to me like you already beat us to the punch. This guy's got a rocket in his rectum. All right, nice going there, sir. Have a safe ride. 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. Here's Miami. Hello.
I'm not going to be able to top that.
No, it'll be tough to beat him with a stick.
Oh, no sports deal, please. But you're right about one thing, man. All the coaches and all the pregame stuff, it's monotonous.
Oh,
it's
my
boring.
God. Everybody and their brother. We have to have they have pinochle tournaments. They have to have a press conference afterward, and they have to talk about how they did this and the tiddlywinks match they did that. I'm telling you, man, all it is just to fill up a lot of dead time.
It is. And they cover every angle, and you're like, enough. Please just put the game.
God almighty.
You were asking something about arcade.
Yeah.
Okay, I had it done back in '90, and this was not the laser; it was with the blade.
Yeah, but this thing wasn't on arcade. That was when they sliced your eye.
Exactly. That's what I have, and my vision now on the left is 2025, and on the right is 2030, 10 years after the fact.
Well, that's pretty damn good.
It is pretty good. I had it down to 2015. Unfortunately, it did regress, but those were the best times of my life. Going from Coke bottles to seeing absolutely picture perfect was the best time of my life. For those
going
probably
from glasses like Coke bottles to be able to read the fine print at the bottom of the Coke bottle.
Anything past 6 inches from my nose was blurry.
Yeah.
It was absolutely.
I have that problem. Anything over 6 inches gets a little blurry.
But let me tell you, it was like a new lease on life. Right after the surgery and my eyes had healed.
Yeah, but that arcade is where they do the little slice job.
Right, but you got to understand with the laser surgery, it's the same thing, except they basically zap the pattern on your eye. All it does is flatten your cornea out.
Yeah.
But
what do you mean it's the same thing? But they don't use a scalpel.
They don't. It's the same procedure, but only with a laser.
Yeah.
In other words, they'll put the radial incisions with a laser instead of a scalpel.
So in other words, even with a laser, they could go, oops.
Well, nothing's 100%. They're always going to give you that little disclaimer there. You got to sign in case the guy slips.
See, that's the thing I get.
No, Neil, you know better than doctors. Doctors and guarantees, they don't go in the same word.
Yeah.
In the same.
Like my gallbladder surgery is supposed to be a piece of cake. 4 days later, I thought I was going into the ground. Okay, well, congratulations, pal.
And one more thing,
Yes,
I was a little bit too young, and I was getting receding hairline.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about, getting the actually I did way back when, get some, get a toupee.
Yeah.
One of those systems that they call it. The bad thing is it does look good. However, when a girl wants to put her hands through your hair, you got to stop them. You don't want to say, hey, I'm a young guy, but I'm wearing a toupee.
Well, tell her to stick to the pubic hair. You'll be all right.
Okay, later.
Okay. Okay, Dade County's wide open here this morning, 5670560, pound 560. Seriously, we're going to call up Mickey Dane, have her put a curse on the sports nerds. I'm going to call up. We're going to get, forget about her. We'll get Schmo Griffin down here from Power 96. Put a psychic curse, some kind of a hex on the sports nerds, these one-dimensional people with no lives. If I hear one more goddamn stupid-ass press conference on his radio station, I'm going to smash the smithereens out of my radio. I'm going to take a goddamn meat axe and just beat the crap out of the radio. I can't stand it. Press conferences by illiterate jackasses for illiterate jackasses with no lives. God. 26 after 10 at 560 WQN.
Brad Pitt God.
.30 at 550 WQN. Here's the fact that says Rent is just another cornball Broadway musical a la Cats updated for the 90s. It is nothing to write home about. In other words, it blows is what it says. Rent blows. Also, there's a fact that says tonight on A&E biography, which I've already seen this one, by the way, but it's okay. It's weak. That's pretty good. Anthony Perkins. If you want to see some fag stuff, 8 o'clock tonight on A&E. I love A&E. I love the whole network. I love that show. Biography is a great show. I especially like when what's-his-name is on from Fishin' Impossible. What's his name?
Peter Graves.
Peter Graves. Peter Bolger? Something like that. Will Boca Bandio Council to consider library hygiene rule? This is a great story. I'll save that for just a minute. It's the best. All based on this one Nancy Nitzberg. Nitzberg?
Oi!
Sounds Jewish to me. We don't have any Jewish bag ladies, do we?
Yes.
Here's Coral Springs. Hello. Coral Springs.
Yeah, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Am I allowed to douche bag?
Are you allowed what?
Hello?
Speak to me, sir. Speak English.
Hello?
Yes. Okay. Have a great life. Here's a mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Neil, good morning.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to speak to you about that laser surgery in the eyes.
Yes?
My mom had to have it done, not because she wanted to, because she had to.
Yeah.
She had her retina separate, actually in the shape of a horseshoe, according to what the doctor had said.
Well, that should have been lucky then.
Oh, yeah, right?
Isn't a horseshoe supposed to be for good luck, like a four-leaf clover?
Well, so they say.
Oh.
But in the meantime, not only that the retina was separated or torn, as is what I should have said, she also had floaters, which is crystallized liquid in the eye floating.
Right, floaters. Yeah, I have a floater.
Right. Well, I have a couple as well.
I have a floater I've had all my life, and if you're like lying out in the sun, it just kind of floats.
Anyway.
In fact, here at the station we have a few floaters, but anyway.
Well, that's besides the point. At any rate, the doctor said to her, well, they will go away, and with this laser surgery, you will be able to see better, because her vision became blurry. At any rate, her vision improved maybe 1%. The floaters remained.
Yeah.
And she's in misery.
Why?
So, because she cannot see well, and all she does is feel like pulling in her eyes. So my only advice I can tell you, and I've been listening to you for God knows how many years now, leave your glasses on. Don't worry about them. Enjoy the glasses, but don't do anything you may regret later.
Okay, excellent advice.
Take care of yourself.
Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
See, there you go. And I'm one of those people, I'll chicken out. I'll take the easy way out because he's, you know, he makes a very compelling case for like maybe it'll work and maybe it won't, and why risk it? The glasses aren't that big of a deal. I mean, what difference are the glasses going to make with me? With an old, grotesque fart like me, are they going to really make any difference at all?
No.
Of course not. So what's the big deal there? But everybody's always trying to push you onto this stuff. Oh yeah, it's the greatest thing in the world. And, of course, Mindy Lang, she's probably making a few big bucks off of it. Why not? I don't begrudge her or anybody else that's pulling one over. I mean, that's making a few bucks. 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. Off to another scintillating start here this morning. Off to another creepy and crawly Monday morning start. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Neil, I was watching the news last night and saw a couple of things that made me laugh and think that it could be something good to tell you. Number one, Linda Tripp writing letters to war veterans asking for money for their trial, funds for their trial.
Who's writing letters?
Linda Tripp.
Oh, Linda Tripp, yeah.
Yeah, he's writing letters to veterans, 80-year-old veterans asking for money for her defense fund on the trial that's coming up. And the other
use the money to buy her some fencing.
the other was the internet that has the Pope visit, and then when you connect to it, it's an adult information news, and they are talking about banning it, and they say that's disrespect to the Pope, but no kind of crap like that.
Yeah. Well, the Pope is probably on it.
There's no fact in the church.
He's probably reading it every day. And have a great day, sir. Okay, thank you. Okay, that takes care of our calls for this Monday. Thank you very much. It's been nice being here. Could have stayed home and taken a couple more Benadryl and just slept all day long and waited for my left ear to pop open. All my life, it seems I spent about half of my time waiting for that left ear to open up. Remember I had those months and months? I mean months with that sinus thing where that my left ear just would not open. It would just shut like, and it's not that bad now, but it's just annoying because you just know that it's part of this whole syndrome, which I know damn well. I got on a Delta plane, by the way. On a Delta plane about a month and a half ago on one of my many, many weekend trips. And on that particular leg of the trip, man, I'll tell you, the air pushing through the vents in that plane was so hot and so musty and so crusty, it was like worse than that. It's like they had the tubes connected to the charcoal in the seats, and they were like pushing that through the, man, warm and musty. And just when I got off the plane, I knew I was going to be sick probably for months from sitting there on that goddamn Delta plane. I just mentioned that in passing again because they tend to really suck the big one. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello?
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I was laughing at the people that were saying that
that Clinton was the father of that prostitute's child, because they were assuming that she was a virgin who had never had sex with anybody else, because what are the chances of him being the father?
Yeah.
Well, anyways, they proved that he wasn't.
wants to be like George Washington.
Yeah. So,
Sir,
anyway,
don't you understand, Tom Harkin of Iowa said it best this morning. He called it a pile of dung. And I said, let's hear it for Tom Harkin, okay, who's the only guy in the whole Congress who's ever got the balls. Remember when he ran for president and he said bullshot on the air? And I thought, hey, here's a guy that actually opens up his mouth and says something, and after that we never heard from him again. That was the end of him. Because in America, just like where you work, most of you, don't rock the boat, keep your mouth shut, and God forbid you should open your mouth and really say something what you think. He said this is a pile of dung that the House has thrown over to us, and it's a disgrace, et cetera, and so on. And they're right. The same assholes, including Henry Hyde, who was saying, oh, we don't have to have witnesses. What better record could we possibly have than all the grand jury testimony? We got Betty Curry, we got Vernon Jordan, we got Monica Lewinsky, we got Linda Tripp, all on the record there. And they certainly, if you brought them back, they're not going to contradict their testimony in front of the grand jury because they'd be perjuring themselves. So it's all right there in the Starr report. And he went on at great lengths, pontificating about how we absolutely don't need any witnesses, now that the only way they can possibly drag the thing out in the Senate, and all these right-wingers are like pushing it, now we got to have witnesses. And the tragic part of it is, the last few days, they're starting to get to them. All the right-wingers from the House are starting to get to the Republican senators, and now they're saying, well, maybe we ought to call a few witnesses, at least that bitch Monica. So when in doubt, we can drag this out. They just refuse to get the goddamn message already. We want it to end. We want it over now. Enough. Genug. Even the Goyim are running around on the street saying Genug already. They don't even know what it means. They're saying enough of this crap. And let's get on with the good stuff, okay? Whatever it might be. We don't know what it is yet, but let's get on with the good stuff. Jesus Christ almighty. It's just, and these talking head shows, man, oh man. They sit there and they're like these media people. They act like somebody did a lobotomy and just took the brain out, like Kennedy's brain disappeared. I think theirs did too. And they keep asking the same stupid questions over and over again. Even the American public, which we don't give very high marks for being overly intelligent, even the public, the overwhelming majority, have decided enough with this crap already. And just like MSNBC, a couple of nights ago, I'm channel surfing, and John Gibson, I can't stand him. He almost makes me like OJ. That's how much I hate John Gibson. And he's got the broad on that wrote the book that claims she had the affair with Clinton, and she wants to come. She's Jane Doe number 5 or number 600 or whatever she is. She's crazier than a bedbug, this bitch. And they got her on there again. And then after they get her off, then they're ripping her an ass. Well, she's got no credibility, and she's like, no matter what you ask her, she goes like that. They just can't stop, because the media, of course, they're thriving on it. They love it. The ratings for MSNBC and CNBC, they're way the hell up over and CNN. Way up over their usual marginal, non-existent numbers, but the overwhelming majority of the public still don't want any part of it. They've had it, and they just don't get the goddamn message. 5670560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. You can see this is going to be another big week in the big city, no question about that.
Oh, God, Neil.
She looks like a guy. She's 7 feet wide. She makes me want to gush right. A chick with a dick. With 2 smelly chins. A bloated and ugly fat dick. She wants the media to stop abusing and ripping her an ass with songs like this. But we find that amusing from that self-promoting ugly bitch. How much were you paid?
How much were you paid?
For Monica's tape.
For Monica's tape.
By Richard C. Melinsky.
That's what Linda trips us back to.
I wish you all would leave me alone. I'm just like every one of you out there. I'm a human being, damn it. Leave me alone, don't bother me.
Just who do you think you're fooling? You that obnoxious, ugly, smelly pig. You're really that drudge in a dress.
Yeah, let's send Sam and Dave out there in the street corner and see if we can't raise some money for that fat bitch. It's 10:44 at 560 WQAM. You know, these people like that guy at the first call. When is Brian Murray going to do? See, all of these sports calls, I hate to break the news to you, it's like masturbation, but it don't feel so good. That's exactly what it is. You're playing with yourselves. That's precisely what those people are doing. Each and every one of those idiotic, stupid, moronic calls is somebody playing with himself, and he doesn't even realize it. When is Jimmy Johnson ever going to... Yeah, well, what's the point? What is there to say? Oh, my God, it's like a big goddamn sports circle jerk is what it's like. It's just unbelievable to me. I've really had my eyes wide open, speaking of eye surgery. My eyes are like wide open from the year I've worked in this joint.
That's a gay club, you moron.
Unbelievable. It's incredible. Here's a mobile in Hialeah. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Neil, I had that laser surgery about a year and a half ago.
Yes?
It's called LASIK. And,
LASIK? I thought they put horses on LASIK.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I've worn glasses since the 4th grade. I'm 49 years old, and I was nearsighted.
Yeah.
Couldn't see far away, and my prescription was very, very thick, and I was told at the time that was the surgery that I should have. And I'm at 20/20 now for about a year and a half, and it's worked out good for me, but I think, like you said earlier, it depends on the individual.
I mean, I would like to get rid of the glasses. They're a pain in the ass. I don't have to tell you that.
Well, what happened to me was I could see, I could see close up, and then all of a sudden, as I'm getting older, now I need, I needed reading glasses, so they had to give me bifocals and trifocals. And the next thing you know, now it was a real pain in the butt. So what I did was I did some checking around and made some phone calls. And, of course, there's a lot of advertising going on for it now.
Yeah, as soon as I see an infomercial for something, I get real nervous.
Yeah, well, there's one guy that I would hear his name, and, you see his name on a billboard. And it was scary, but I called a friend of mine who's a lawyer, and he seems to know which doctors are, are the ones that you want to see. And anyway, so I gave it a shot. And you're right, it's scary because I almost thought of leaving. They've got so many disclaimers, but I don't know. Everything you take, there's a disclaimer.
Mm-hmm.
So I gave it a shot, and I'm very happy with it. I do wear reading glasses, but that's normal. I mean, you're going to wear reading glasses whether you wear glasses for distance or not.
Yeah.
It doesn't take care of that.
See, I don't need reading glasses.
But I did, and I'm happy with it, but it's an individual thing.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
All right.
There's a guy that he made out with it.
Oh!
Okay, there you go, and he's still got at least 2 eyes. We have, look at that, one call on the board. Boy, you people are brutal this morning. You never know. Monday morning usually sets the tone for the whole week. And like I said, Martin Luther King Day is next Monday. And I think that deserves at least 6 days off. Starting today. Sounds good. Today through next Monday. Just in honor of, what's his name? Will Boca ban BO council to consider library hygiene rule? When news of the proposed law targeting Nancy Nitzberg began circulating through the city, the story sounded like a stereotypical Boca Raton stink. Even the mayor agrees that the library hygiene ordinance perpetuates the city's stuffy image, but she said city officials have no other choice. Nitzberg, 56, who says she lives in Miami but appears to be homeless, has a persistent stench about her that has caused a public outcry that will culminate Tuesday, tomorrow, into the introduction of an ordinance banning patrons whose bodily hygiene is offensive from the library. Nitzberg, who has been coming to the library less often since the proposal surfaced, has been frequently parking herself at a computer terminal near the library's front door since the fall. She carried around a cart of her clothes and belongings and smelled strongly of urine and stale sweat.
Oh!
All right. For months, as soon as Nitzberg entered the building, front desk workers broke out a battery of fans and air fresheners. Hint, in other words, you stink, sweetheart. Library staff has been instructed not to discuss the matter publicly, but one clerk said, on the condition she not be named, of course, I would rather live next to a garbage dump than work near that, as in that thing over there. Since the fall, this is a bad fact, patrons have complained of dizziness and nausea. Nancy Lebod, a Boca Raton resident, mother of 3, sent a letter to Mayor Carol Hansen about Nitzberg in November. I literally could not be in the library with her, Lebod said. She wrote a letter prompting the library staff, who told her the complaints went unheeded. But that and other letters got the city's attention. Late November, city manager Donna Driaca instructed Catherine O'Connell, a manager of city library services, to draft proposed rules for regulations of the library, in part to bar Nitzberg. The proposal features 12 headings, including animals not allowed unless being used for service purposes for the disabled, and sleeping not allowed unless you're younger than 7 years old. And it goes on and on and on and on, describing offensive people who should not be allowed to enter the library building and should be required to leave the library building if they stink the joint out. And it says if Boca does enact the library regulations, it would not be the first. The Broward and Monroe County library systems have similar rules. In fact, Broward's ordinance was drafted partially in response to Pittsburgh library officials said, and during the past decade, libraries across the country, including those in Chicago and St. Paul, Minnesota, have enacted similar ordinances. It goes on about the guy in New Jersey who sued and got the $80,000. Why should they have to let you in anywhere? Why should they have to let you in if you stink the joint out, if you smell like crap?
Because it's a city-owned...
No, that doesn't make any difference, okay? Big stinking deal, it's city-owned. So in other words, if I walk around smelling like crap and like I peed my pants for the last 10 weeks, like a garbage dump, and everybody is passing out and plotzing over there, they have to let me in? What kind of crap is that? How about cleaning her up and giving her a goddamn bath? Sounds good to me. Here's a mobile in Hialeah. Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, sir?
Okay.
Okay. Neil, I think she needs some sending depends if you ask me. That's not the topic of the discussion, though. Calling about that ear problem you're having. I just came from the damn dentist. I go in there and think I'm getting no charge. I have an HMO and everything. I go there, they want to charge me $80. I ask for a cleaning. They want to give me another type of cleaning that costs money. What the hell do I do about that? I can't call Help Me Howard. I'm calling you, Neil.
Call me for what?
See what you'll have to say about this.
There you go. Okay, we have an open line in Broward, all three in Dade. 567-0560, pound 560. What does that have to do with my ear? What is his dental problem and his dental cleaning, or the fact that he's a schlepper and can't afford the $80? What does that have to do with my ear and my sinus infection, or whatever the hell I got? Does that have anything to do with it?
No.
Of course not. And this guy probably has got stinking teeth. He's probably got bad breath. There's another guy. Keep his ass out of the library. Stick his name on the ordinance, too, okay? Doesn't want to go get his teeth cleaned. Cheap bastard. Open line at Broward, all three. Are these date lines working today? Are we on the air here, or is this a joke? Is this like a early April Fool's joke here today? It's got to be. Here's a mobile in Tequesta. Hello. Mobile in Tequesta.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
Yeah.
What's going on?
What can we do for you, sir?
You just called my phone.
I just called your
Neil
phone.
Rogers?
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't know. I got another call.
How did I just call your phone when George just put you on hold, huh?
Excuse me. I was on hold with you, and then someone else called. I rang in, and then my phone rang, and you're on the phone saying, "What can I do for you?"
Yes, sir.
I have absolutely nothing to say.
Okay, thank you. Was that good? Was that an award winner or what?
Well, hey, at least he called.
Yeah, but he did call all the way from Tequesta. We went through all of that, and this man had absolutely nothing to say. But at least he got to talk to me and whoever the other bozo was on the other line. I hope he had more to say to the other person that was on the other line. Man, oh man, what an eye-opener to me. Coming on Monday morning, they have nothing to say. No matter what it is, we got nothing to say. All right, let's hear it. They haven't got an effing thing to say today. Great. Jesus Christ, what a place this is, man. Every day of my life, I learn more and more and more. What a bad mistake I keep making. Trying to do a talk show here. I should be doing a music show, like that Mindy Morcus, whatever her name is, there on Magic. I should be playing oldie moldies. Last call for phone calls today. If not, I got lots and lots of good carpenters here. I got tons of music. We'll get some food in here. I'll get me some soup. We'll get all healed up from this crud that everybody's got around here. 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. What an embarrassing place this town is, and continues each and every day. I can't even articulate, as good as I am at articulating, even I can't articulate what a bogus bumfork place this is. God, is this something. Here's a mobile in Pompano. Hello.
Yeah, hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, on that eye surgery, I want to talk to you about that. Like, I had a similar situation as the glass guy who called, the 49-year-old. I'm the same age. I had the same problem. But when I had the surgery, I had it like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And I found it was like the easiest thing I ever went through.
Really?
Yeah, it was like I had a lot of
piece
confidence.
Of cake.
A lot of confidence in the doctor. I spent some time talking to him ahead of time. It was just so easy. I was 17 minutes in the chair. I had both eyes done the same day, and I had the ALK.
Probably would have been taking this other guy to the dentist 17 minutes in the chair to get his teeth cleaned is all it would have been.
Yeah. And when the ALK, they slice your cornea and then lift it up and
they
set
slice
it back
it
down. Yeah, that's the surgery I had. I think they don't do that.
That's archaic. No, they don't do that anymore. They don't slice it. They do a laser thing now.
you know, I had a little laser work done on my left eye.
Yeah.
Because, I had some pseudotisms, but I've had like great vision since then. I would recommend it to anybody, and I think if you're thinking about having it done, just go ahead and have it done.
Just go ahead and do it.
Worry about
Let's
nothing.
get it over with and quit talking about it. Okay, thanks a lot.
That's it.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
thank you. Yeah, just do it and quit talking about it and quit the hemming and hawing. There's nothing worse. I'm usually pretty decisive. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I think I'm going to wipe with my right hand, sometimes with my left. Kind of like Greg Reed, you know, and I sit there for like hours and hours. Well, I don't know. No, the only time he knows which hand to wipe with is if the toilet paper's got like sports logo on it, then he knows. The sports obsessive place. I can't believe that Waxy stole the Matadors away from this place now, you know. 1,005 people there last night. So in other words, if 1,000 people actually showed up in the arena, that means there must be another, 30 or 40 that would have listened on the radio? Here's Delray Beach. Hello.
Hi.
Yes, sir.
Bill Parcells is the Messiah.
Yeah.
I just had to say
Oh,
that.
yeah, okay, great. We're real excited for you, okay? Call one of the sports shows and tell them that. Not interested, sir. Not interested. All you Jets fans, call up the sports shows and gloat, because they get real nervous and aggravated when you do that. Call them up and gloat. I couldn't care less. He's a big fat guy and, whatever. 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. Here's Boca. Hello.
Hey, Neil. How you doing?
Okay, sir.
Well, I got a couple things to talk about. One, I can't agree more about the the incessant coaching interviews.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, is that the most terminal radio you've ever heard?
I'm in the car yesterday. I turned on the station expecting to hear the Minnesota-Phoenix game, and instead of that, I'm hearing Bill Parcells' press conference, and he's mumbling and droning on.
That's right.
Well, what is there to say? Okay, they won the game. They played good. They won the game. They're going on to play Denver next week. Great. Okay, it's over with. Everybody that wears a jockstrap, or even guys that hang around with people that wear jockstraps, they got to have a press conference.
Right, and a lot of times you listen to them, and it's like, okay, we lost. What is Jimmy Johnson going to come out? He's going to come out, he's going to mope, and he's going to cover his butt, and it's just like, it's so boring. You know exactly what they're going to say.
Boring would be a compliment. Boring is an understatement, sir. It's just
if they got on
for
and
people
said,
with
hey,
no lives.
If they got on and said, hey, this guy screwed up, then it would be interesting. But they all like, well, we don't really put me on the
exactly.
same
What are they
page.
going to say anyway? That's right.
That's right. And also that I live in Boca, and I've been in that library, and that woman stinks to high heaven. So I think they should keep her ass out of there.
Well, it looks like they were working on it.
Beautiful.
And her ass, too. Okay, have a great day. They're working on her ass. Maybe that's the problem. It could be. We have an open line in Broward, one in Dade. I mean, this is legendary. This is unbelievable. I mean, even your wife knew about this woman. No matter who you speak to, you can go out on the street corner. Hey, you know that woman up there in Boca? Oh, yeah, the one in the library. She smells real bad. Everybody in this town, they know nothing else, but they know her. So nice going, sweetheart. Or not so sweet, heart. Boy, talk about becoming a legend before your own time.
Bush. This year, Cher will be singing the national anthem at the Super Bowl. Now, in honor of this history-making event, Far From Virgin Records presents Cher Sings the Irrational Anthem.
I saw the flag by the rocket flare. As morning light, we saw you were still there. Flag, I got you flag. I got you flag.
Cher Sings the Irrational Anthem is Cher, doing the national anthem her way. And once you hear it, flag burning will begin to sound like a minor offense.
Broad stripes, outright stars, the parents fly, they were yelling and screaming. Broad stripes, outright stars, but at night through the rocket's red glare, you know our flag was still there.
Cher sings the irrational anthem. Every time you hear it, you'll want to stand up and walk across the room to turn off your CD player.
And the flag flies on. That old flag flies on.
Cher sings the irrational anthem. Available wherever fine CDs aren't sold.
And the flag flies on.
It's 11 o'clock at 560 WQM. We got Hank Goldberg at 2 this afternoon from Shula Steak 2. And then we got Bookster at 6 and Kaplan 10 o'clock tonight. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Maybe not too many press conferences between now and midnight, okay? Oh, God. Here's a mobile in the Keys. Hello.
Hey there. I want to talk about the library ordinance down here in the Keys.
You have one in the Keys?
We sure do. Monroe County.
Yeah.
Not only does it bar people who smell bad from the libraries, but they can't use the library restrooms to clean up.
Huh. Yeah, let them go to McDonald's if they want to.
Yeah, go somewhere else.
Got to be good for something.
Anyway, I agree with you about all these sports boring press conferences, too. Good God.
Okay, thanks a lot, pal. I got you down. Okay, it's unanimous so far. They also, I mean, it's one thing to want to watch a ball game or to want to, see a great player or a great coach or manager, use all kinds of tactics to win a game, whatever. But to listen to them pontificating, especially these inarticulate jocks who have nothing to say. And what is there to say anyway? Well, he done good, and I done good, and they done good, and they didn't do so good. I mean, what is there to say? Talk about mental masturbation, baby, and just wasting hours and hours and hours of time. And the only reason, let me say it again, the only reason that they started this crap is to fill up a lot of time on these sports networks. That's the only reason they do this. Somehow we all survived without everybody and their brother-in-law holding a goddamn press conference after every goddamn high school volleyball game. Isn't it interesting, by the way, that here it is an hour later, we still haven't had one call. There's nobody out there. And you want to know why? Because they're a bunch of pussies. They're a bunch of pussies. They're afraid to say what's really on their mind about this animal, this jackass that beat the baby to death, who's got 3 kids with the one woman he's living with but isn't married to her, but is married to some other woman but estranged from her, etc., and so on. This is what's going on, baby. This is where it's at today. Talk about responsibility. This is
That's the American fucking way.
Right. Everybody's making babies, and they're making them with one woman over here and with one woman, and they're not necessarily married because it doesn't make any difference anymore. And it's a blessing, baby. It's a wonderful thing, like the woman that spit out the 8 octuplets there. That was a blessing with the fertility drugs. This is the way the media presents everything. Absolutely unconscionable. Forced sterilization. You ought to be running around with banners, with placards, with signs. There ought to be billboards up all over America right now. Forced sterilization. And here's this story right here in my hand is living proof of it right there. Or maybe dead proof of it. She was crying too much. There you go. So let's just bash her head against the wall. That'll shut her up. Work like a charm. How about let's take him and bash his head against the wall for a couple hours? Oh! See how it works. Here's a mobile in West Palm Beach. Hello.
Oh, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Love your show, but I have absolutely nothing to say.
Yeah. Then why did you call?
To let you know I have nothing to say.
Oh, okay. Palm Beach County, I hate to break the news to you. You don't have to call to tell us you don't have anything to say. We already know that. We're all well aware of that here in the rest of South Florida. We know that you have nothing to say. Open line in Broward, 567-0560 and pound 560 on the AT&T line. This is a new deal now. Now we have people calling in to tell us they have nothing to say. We automatically assume that unless you prove otherwise, okay? We assume that, and usually we're correct. Here's a mobile in Pembroke Pines. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is Dr. Mark Bosom. I just wanted to clarify some things you said before about the laser surgery.
Yes?
I'm a laser surgeon, and a couple of your callers are misinformed. The LASIK surgery, you still have to make a cut, just like ALK, which is the older surgery.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
ALK is not done anymore. LASIK has the advantages of ALK without the disadvantages, and the laser is used as a second part of the surgery.
But you still have to slice.
You have to slice, absolutely, but the slice is what lets you get back to your normal vision as quick as possible without needing glasses or contacts.
Mm-hmm.
The LASIK surgery works for nearsightedness, farsightedness, and astigmatism. It is by far the best surgery that's been invented so far to correct vision.
Okay.
But some of your callers seem to say ALK is not done anymore. PRK is surface laser. It hurts after the surgery, but LASIK is the new surgery that works great.
Okay, thanks, Doc. And the bill's in the mail. So what did he say? Do the PRK? Is that what he said? We have an open line at date 567. I have no idea what he just said. All I know is that after the first 20 seconds, I stopped listening because he said we still have to slice. I'm sorry, no slicing, okay? Isn't that what he said? He said even with the LASIK, LASIK, whatever the hell this damn thing is, with LASIKs, even with that, they still have to make a little cut. Okay? The answer to you is
no.
No, I'll pass. Okay? For you first, and then I'll think about it. And I'll still say
no.
Yeah, go ahead. Like Joe Rosoli, he keeps coming near. He's a great guy, brings us all kind of office supplies. We love Joe Rosoli. But every time he comes in, oh, you got to check that out. You got to have it done. It's great. You go do it, okay? Go stick your eyes under some asshole's knife.
No.
Yeah. Oops. I keep hearing that every time, like when I'm watching that infomercial on Mindy Lang yesterday. That word keeps coming back over and over. Oops. Uh-oh. Well, sorry. How about the other one? No, it's not. Don't worry about that one. It's not too bad. But maybe we'll get that one right. No, that's okay. Thank you. Here's a mobile in Davie. Hello.
Neil, hey,
Yes.
how you doing?
Okay.
Good. Speaking of banging your head against the wall, sounds like you're having a typical Monday.
As usual.
As
a typical day in this town.
I think guys like him, I
think
they should round them all up, put them on the space shuttle, and blow them into the sun, personally.
Yeah.
But anyway, as far as the eye surgery goes, have you considered like just wearing like contact lenses, like soft lenses?
I've no interest in that. I tried that once. It's a real pain in the ass.
Because there's one word that really deterred me from thinking about the surgery, and that's oops.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't like anybody cutting anything that doesn't need to be cut unless it's life-threatening.
That's what I should have told him when I was born, but I couldn't speak well at that point. Okay, thanks for the good news. Okay, we have an open line in Dade 1 in Broward. I'm not going to do it. You can waste my time from now until the end of time, including Joe Rizzoli. You're a great guy, Joe. We appreciate all the nice stuff you bring us, but the answer is no way. Forget it. I'm not going to do it. Plus, what's wrong with a pair of glasses for an old fart like me? Everybody in there, you look at the gooks, man, they all wear glasses, don't they? For some reason, why is that? Why is it that so many Asians wear glasses, including young people?
Because they can't afford the contacts.
No, I'm serious. Forget even before they were. Forget that. Why they can't afford? Yeah, right. My ass. The Asians that come over here, they could buy and sell you 50 million times, pal.
Oh, the ones that come over here. Yeah.
Right. A lot of glasses with those. Maybe it's just a cultural thing, like they say. Isn't that what we heard last week about the dirty bird? It's a cultural thing. Here's Deerfield. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing there today, Neil?
Okay.
Very disturbed about...
What are you disturbed about, sir?
The person that beats a little baby up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why people lose such control of themselves that they cannot take 10 breaths, do 100 push-ups, do something, shoot themselves before they hit a little child.
Well, first of all, when you got somebody that's got 3 kids by three illegitimate kids and then is estranged from another woman that he's still married to, does that give you a little idea as to perhaps what this person's character might be?
Well, slightly, yes. But in the last straw, to hit a little child, there's got to be another answer. And if it's to call a friend, talk about it, do something.
Yeah.
Other than murder a little child.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the answer, but try not to hit the kids. And otherwise, you made a comment a week or so ago about people that don't like dogs.
Yeah.
People that get bit by dogs may not like dogs. They're animals. They attack kids at times. So not everybody's a piece of crap because they don't like dogs.
Why, did you get bit by a dog?
Sure did.
By what kind?
German Shepherd.
German Shepherd. Well, there you go. Probably. Are you a person of color, sir?
Of color?
Yeah, like darker color than like light.
No, sir.
You're not?
That has anything to do with it?
No, it does have something to do with it. There's some dogs that are racist.
Oh. I was...
German Shepherd. German Shepherd. You got to think about it. Have a good week, pal. Okay. Boy, he got real uptight when I asked that. Didn't he sound like he might have been a person of like somewhat darker complexion than I am, maybe? Or like certainly anybody would be. I was going to say than George, but anybody is darker complexion than you are by pace.
Everybody. But I got bit by a German Shepherd.
Yeah, well, maybe you didn't like Cubans.
Want to see the scar?
Maybe you didn't like... No, I do not. Maybe you didn't like Cubans. Maybe that... I told you those German Shepherds might be racist, okay? They can't help it. They got a little bit of German in them, is what it is. Huh? Oh, boy, that guy there, boy, wow. Talk about asking somebody the wrong question. Woo! Like a big, like the Berlin Wall went up there when I asked that. Just lighten up a little bit, sir. Like I keep trying to tell all you people, like Ross Perot would say, you people, just lighten up a little bit. It's just, manner of speech. God. Open line in Broward, 400 in Dade, 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. 9 minutes after 11 at QAM.
Neil Rogers God.
He's a wonder boy toy. Had a major wind spurt. Watch the Hershey Highway and reading Martha Stewart. He's winning lots of races, baby, and the coveted Willis Powell. Miriam Earnhardt was no mistake, just getting mud for the duck. Boys of the rainbow, quickest pit in NASCAR, wiping ass on margin. This bread and sheets at game on. Fans won't be tickled when they find out he makes dicks trickle. Watch him race away. Hot damn, the boy is gay.
All right.
Gordon is gay. Woo, that hurts. Gordon is gay. Woo, yeah. biggest fan club. And he sucks just like a Hoover. He'll bend over for a guy and a baby. Everything that he likes to hop. His racing outfit always matches. Hey, look at him, he's wearing red pumps. Fans won't be tickled when they find out he makes it trickle. Watch him race away. A Tampa boy is gay. Jordan is gay. Woo! Jordan is gay. Don't touch me there. Woo! That's feeling good now.
Put the fucking lotion in the bag.
It's 11:15 at 560 WQAM. See, I'm telling you, they don't want to deal with this kind of stuff. The fact that there are animals out there making babies and beating them, just like these women that abandon the kids and just take off. Like, remember that one story that we've been seeing like every other day now on the news? And she left the two little kids there, and they were wandering around on the street somewhere, and they couldn't find her. And then she claimed, well, the mother, the mother-in-law, the babysitter, somebody knew something about it. Hey, she was out there busy doing stuff, doing guys, whatever she was doing. Who has any idea? Anybody, like I told you before, can reproduce. It takes no special magical talent to make babies, okay? In fact, when you watch that Tony Perkins special on that biography thing that's on A&E, even he made babies. Even a fag like Tony Perkins late in his life was able to make babies. It takes no tremendous talent. But being a responsible parent and having a right, there ought to be some qualification. There's qualification to drive a car. You have to get a goddamn license, not just a piece of paper that says, hey, some getchke somewhere, some rabbi or some priest or minister said, you're married. No, not just that, but something that says you're responsible, that you're civilized people that could raise a child properly. Do we ever think about that?
No.
Oh, no, that's your God-given right to, reproduce like rabbits. And then, things don't turn out right. Just throw them in the pizza oven or beat the crap out of them or bang their head against the wall. You're dead. Or if they cry. I mean, what a concept. Babies crying? Hey, no way we like that. No, cut it out. Scum, slime balls, scumbags, rampant all over America. And these people, it's just not the right thing to do. Okay, thank you. 3 open lines in Dade, 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Yeah, years ago in the early 70s, I was on a talk show from time to time, At Your Service with Fred Hall.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I lost track of him. I helped him out on some family situations. He got into some problems. You know where or what?
I never heard of Fred Hall, sir. No, thank you. Call up the Radio Hall of Fame, okay, sir? This is a talk show. We're not talking ancient radio trivia. We're talking about stuff that might be of interest to somebody living in the almost at the end of the 20th century. Fred Hall. Anybody ever heard of him?
No.
Okay. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's a mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
You know why people don't call up or get all up about this jerk-off that killed his baby?
And why is that, sir?
It's almost like people have become numb to this because it happens so much. Channel 7 plays it up. You got the parents that kill their kids and claim they've been kidnapped, and 100,000 people go out to look for them only to be disappointed that it was the parent that did it.
Like Susan Smith, yeah.
Yeah, and then the one that just happened, up in Orlando, and it's just you almost become numb to it. It's sickening. You hate to see it. You hate to hear it.
Become numb to it?
People just seem to come numb to all this stuff that's going on because it's happening more
I think
and more.
they ought to make him numb is what I think they ought to do. I think they ought to fry his ass on Channel 7 News at noon today with Rick Sanchez squatting over the electric chair. That's what I think they ought to do.
I happen to agree with you.
Instead of making excuses for the American indifference toward violence and suffering and barbaric acts like this, that's just a cop-out. That's just an excuse for the fact that people don't give a crap.
I agree. It's very sad. It's very sickening, but it just seems that that's the case. Unfortunately.
Well, maybe that's the American effing way.
Okay.
Have a great day. Well, I didn't want to reach over there and do that.
That's the American fucking way.
Thank you. We have an open line in Broward, all 700 in Dade, 567-0560, pound 560. But they're concerned. This one guy that called before from Deerfield, that New York piece of crap that just got off the subway. Oh, Bill Parcells is God. That's all I have to say. Yeah, so what about it? Okay, they won a football game. That's what's important to these people, okay? His team won a football game. Oh, yeah, his team, because they won. Don't you understand? That makes him his team, even though he's from New York and he's down here, okay? His team won a game, therefore that's what he's got to say about life. That's his contribution to life. That's the kind of Neanderthals, the kind of deadhead. You know, a guy called me on Friday, it was either Thursday or Friday last week, and asked me about the callers on this station as opposed to... Now, and in a moment of weakness, I said, no, it's all been the same. That's wrong. If you lump in all of the callers, including mine, and the sports callers, the other 20 hours a day on this station, this radio station has got the worst callers in the history of talk radio. It's not even a contest. Not even a contest. It's unbelievable the swill that you hear just round the clock from a bunch of simpering idiots. Hey, you think the Yankees are going to win? Hey, Eddie, you think Levon's going to win 20 games? Man, oh man. A bunch of idiots out there playing grab-ass with each other, with themselves, or both of the above. And then, of course, and even forget the subject matter, even if it is sports. Try to have an intelligent conversation with them, like I did on Friday, making that bad mistake. Is that possible? No, they haven't got a clue. They don't even know what you're talking about. That's why they're sitting there looking up on that screen. Hey, there I am. Okay, that's time to act like an asshole. There I am. Clueless. North Miami. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
I have something to say about that child dating.
Yes.
You know, every time you hear about something like that on the radio, 99% of the time, it's a black. And I don't understand.
99%? Are you doing a survey?
Well,
a disproportionate amount of the time it is. You're right about that, yes.
I know. We ought to send them all back.
What is it? Yeah, send them all back. Okay, you can be on the boat, too, okay? Send them all back to Africa is about what he was going to say. Very good, sir. We're not looking for Klansmen, okay? I think he's got to wait till the weekend for the next meeting, so he's trying to air it out a little bit here. Brilliant. Open line at Broward, 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's West Palm Beach. Hello?
Yes. Neil?
Yes.
Where can I get a copy of Smoke Two Joints? Where can I buy that?
Haven't got any idea. Open line in Broward, two of them, 567-0560, pound 560. Palm Beach batting 1,000 today, okay? Oh! Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello?
Hello, Neil?
Yes?
You're having a bad day, Neil, or what? I mean,
no, I'm having a great day. I'm having just another day in Miami. They're all the same.
You know, Neil, I thought that, and I believe that about you, that you come in here and you get all pissed off at these people, but you got the best job in America, man. I wish I could sit there for 4 hours and vent my frustrations on all these people out here that get on my nerves.
Yeah.
One of them being the guy that smacks his baby around.
Mm-hmm.
There was a kid at Denny's. I had breakfast with my 10-year-old daughter yesterday, and I tell you what, if that was my kid, I'd be smacking the hell out of that kid. But that's the point. I know I have a bad temper and I can't handle kids, but these people don't
care. What are you doing with your 10-year-old daughter?
Well,
we've got to be tracing this call and get your 10-year-old daughter some protection before it's too late, before you lose that famous temper and smack. You know, like they said in The Godfather. You know, Sonny, don't lose that famous temper of yours. Yeah.
No, it's not like that, Neil.
George is tracing the call right now. Okay, put him on hold and trace the call and get that kid. Call up social services right away. You're smiling. I'm serious, okay? This guy admits he's got a violent temper. He had some little kid in Denny's. It wasn't even his kid yesterday. Wanted to beat the crap out of him, I guess. See, it's one thing to want to beat the crap out of a noisy, nasty little kid. It's another thing to be so aberrant and irresponsible as to go ahead and do it. We all have to. I mean, anybody that denies having feelings of wanting to commit violence against some asshole or some little annoying kid or whoever it might be is a liar. Everybody has those feelings, but people who aren't barbarians, people that have any degree of self-control, who aren't totally mentally ill, people are able to, control themselves. Of course, if I'd have been there at Denny's, maybe I would have helped them out. We have an open line in Dade, 567-0560 and pound 560 on the AT&T. Why can't they have like a little kids area there at Denny's? If they got to jam all the smokers in one area, why can't they have a place for people with pain in the ass little kids? Now, I would take exception at the hockey game starting this Wednesday when the Leafs come to town. Wednesday night, we will have a shoot them on site with no questions asked in Section 101 for pain in the ass little kids that get in the way while the game is on, okay? No questions asked. Good day. Boy, that's going to be some experience. I can't wait. I just can't wait. Here's Miami. Hello.
Neil, how you doing?
Okay, sir.
Hey, great. Well, first of all, let me tell you, football season's almost over, and miraculously, it looks like I'm going to live. Jeez.
Yeah.
My
Aren't you ready for the excitement of professional football? Football? Huh? Give me the ball. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. Aren't you ready for the dirty bird? I mean, we got a couple of weekends to go yet.
Well, and Neil, look, I mean, I'm a football fan, but I actually have a life.
Oh.
I mean, I remember...
Well, then you're on the wrong radio station. This is a radio station for sports fans with no lives.
I remember living before football season even started. But in any case, Neil, about this guy who killed that baby, I mean, look... Typical hell to this guy. Throw him in a big pit full of white German shepherds. How's that?
Okay.
All righty.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
There you go. I think we solved it. Let's put it on the air on Channel 7, okay?
I have no life.
2 open lines in Dade, 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. But the guy that called earlier, he was right. I mean, it's embarrassing to admit it, but he's right. People have been totally desensitized. I remember getting all whipped up and psychotic about that Susan Smith story, because to me, I can't imagine, I can't even begin to imagine how any person, forget about in their right mind, in any kind of state of mind, could take 2 little kids, their own kids, and stick them in a car and drown them because they were getting in the way of her imaginary love affair that wasn't going to materialize anyway. But even assuming that it was. And, you know, just unbelievable. And was there any reaction to that?
No.
And then when they said, when the townsfolk up there, was it in South Carolina? And the people in town said, well, we grew up with her. We've known Susan all our lives. We could never put her to death, so we'll just stick her in jail for the rest of her life. We won't give her the death penalty. Now, in that case, I would have been glad to go up there and volunteer, okay? And I may not be the world's best marksman, but I will, you know, just give me plenty of chances, and I'll guarantee I can get the job done. Hey, Susan, here's another one. Another one for you, you bitch. And there was no outrage about that. I'll guarantee you right now, I'll bet my life on it, that there are more people in America concerned about football games than there are about people doing that kind of crap. I mean, that's not even a contest. You don't even have to take a poll on that to show you about misplaced priorities. Because that's
the American fucking way.
Right. Open line in Dade County. And by the way, you know, since I'm getting myself all worked up to a frenzy, I have no idea why, especially since it's only Monday. Remember Ray Perry came down here Thursday morning? See, that's another thing about this radio station. Everybody here talks a good game. And he's a nice guy like him. You know, he seems like a nice guy. But then again, it's like going to a new doctor, a new veterinarian, like I said before. Every time you go to one, they seem like, oh, they're the greatest in the world. And then after you go a couple of times, you find out, well, maybe they're not so great. And we were going to give them a list right away. Here we have a copy we got to have for this one and that one, because the salespeople aren't doing a number. And here it is, like now Monday, which that was on Thursday. Friday came. Was there anything new come in?
No.
And here's Monday. Is there anything new that showed up?
No.
No. So everybody around this joint talks a real good game, and they all have the best of intentions. But you know what they say about good intentions, don't you? You know what they say?
No.
It's 11:26 at 560 WQAM.
This is a bunch of hooey. When now things in the party ain't so gay, we haven't looked good since JFK. It seems our polls keep getting in the way. Oh God, I'm a Democrat. Where we ought to be out there shaking hands. Instead we've got these overactive glands. Carter really killed us how he handled Iran. Oh God, I'm a Democrat.
Outrageous.
Now Gary did Donna and Teddy Brown, Mary, and the thoughts of Dukakis was just too scary. There's Clinton and Harkin and Summers and Kerry. Oh God, I'm a Democrat. We got nothing new in the platform sale. At least the Republicans have got Dan Quayle. We just gotta stop chasing tail. Oh God, I'm a Democrat.
Do you see that, by the way? Dan Quayle. Is he really serious? He's going to run Dan Quayle? Oh, and Elizabeth Dole. Oh, my God. Those Republicans, not bad enough. They're doing all of this Penisgate stuff, and they just won't quit, but they're shooting each other in the feet and themselves. Do it again. Okay, here we go. Dan Quayle and Elizabeth Dole. She makes her husband sound exciting. She does. She is one of the most pasty, boring pieces of turd on 2 legs I've ever seen in my life. Of course, he figures that's the only way he'll ever get in the White House, is if she gets in there. Is there any chance of that?
No.
None. 2 open lines in Dade County, 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Here's Delray Beach. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to bring up an old topic, but I was watching a college basketball game the other day.
You're watching what?
A college basketball game.
Yeah.
I wasn't watching it on purpose. I was flipping through the channels, and there was a guy on the University of South Florida basketball team, and his name was, I swear to God, Paris London.
Paris London.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
his name could have been Frankfurt Munich.
That was his brother, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, you're talking about, like, all these bad callers that they get on QAM. I heard some guy call up Hank the other day and ask how Maryland was going to do in the tournament. University of Maryland. It's just like, what's the point of asking that kind of question?
What kind of a twerp would ask that question? Right?
I don't know, man.
The twerps?
I don't know, man. All right, Neil.
Have a great day, pal.
Happy Ramadan.
And back to you. How are they going to do, by the way? Yeah, see, that it's like asking about Napoleon Kaufman. It was the same thing. I mean, I'll never forget that morning as long as I live. That was the day that I swore off sports radio. It was the morning that some jackass calls up the worst team. Hey, I heard any more about Napoleon Kaufman? How's he doing? Napoleon frickin' Kaufman, man. My whole life, the universe is centered around Napoleon Kaufman right now. Just look out the window, and there it is. Well, don't open the window too wide, because then that smell of death will come seeping in again. You'll know where you are. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello?
Yeah, Neil?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was just thinking about this subject here with this guy that wants to beat his kid. The solution would be throw him in a cage with a 10-foot grizzly.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Uh-huh. And your ass. Put your ass in there, too. Is that what you said? I think that's what he said. Open line at Broward 2 in Dade County, 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello?
Hey, Neil. How's it going?
Okay, sir.
About this child killer guy.
Yeah.
I've been very fortunate. I'm very young, and my parents have worked in the travel business, so I've been able to go all over the world. And it's true what you say. If this kind of stuff happens in Western Europe, it's a shock. I mean, people go into, it's a really big news event.
Uh-huh.
And here, it's like you have to, do all this crap to stir up people just to even get even the smallest response.
Uh-huh.
And, it's just, there really should be a lynch mob up in Washington right now.
A lynch mob for what? In Washington?
Yeah, because,
You're missing the point. There is. It's called the Senate. There ought to be a lynch mob. There's a lynching going on right now, okay? They started in the House, and now the lynch mob has moved on to the Senate. There is a lynching of El Presidente. Don't you understand that, sir?
No.
Don't you get it?
No.
And like I told you before, once a lynching starts, they don't easily stop in midstream. That's why they're so determined. They're going to continue it upward, onward, and forward, no matter what anybody says. The poll could say 99% of the public wants this stuff to stop immediately, and it still won't make any difference. Because it's a goddamn lynching is what it is. And then on the one hand, well, it's not about sex, but hey, let's bring out surprise witness number 85 and whatever the hell they call him. What's her name? Something number 5? Scorned bitch number 5? Yeah. We got all these scorned bitches out there. That should be a lesson to all you guys out there, okay? You better grill them real carefully before you stick your in any... That's right. Here's Kendall. Hello. Where are we going? Let's go to... nice job there, by the way, setting that all up. That was great. Here's Deerfield. Hello. Deerfield.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
As you got onto the zipper gate, I got a feeling that Bill really wants them to call all these witnesses. You remember when the Republicans closed down the Congress over the budget about 2-3 years ago?
Yeah, uh-huh.
And the Republicans just walked into a trap he set for them. I think he's setting another trap for the Republicans.
Actually, he set a mouse trap, and they caught a bald-headed mouse right in that trap. Nice going there, sir. Oh! There's another genius for you. Keep track of these, by the way. Those of you listeners out there that have an IQ larger than your thumbnail, keep track of the QAM callers. I think you're going to find this year it's going to be really illuminating. Open line at Broward, 200 in Dade, 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's a mobile in Boca. Hello.
Neil, good day. How you doing?
Okay, sir.
Neil, if God is so omnipotent, he should have known this child was going to get killed, and he should have stopped it.
Yeah.
So, the point is, all these Bible bastards to say God is a good God, let this happen?
Yeah. Okay, sir, whatever you say. Good God who allowed people like this to reproduce. That's the good God you're talking about. That made everybody makes babies. Just go and reproduce. Be fruitful and multiply. Isn't that what the Pope says? Be fruitful, be fruity, and multiply? Something like that. Open line at Dade 1 in Broward. Nobody cares. Nobody's got a goddamn brain. They're all too busy in their own little goddamn lives, like Howard Beale said. That's all it's all about. Leave them alone with their goddamn TV set, their cable TV, their steel-belted radios, and their goddamn ball games on the weekend. That's all they want. They don't want to be bothered with all this other stuff. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Waiting for some press conferences we're going to be putting on here any minute now. Here's a mobile in Aventura. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how are you?
Okay, sir.
I'm a Toronto Maple Leaf fan also, along with you. I would sort of like to see maybe Wednesday, maybe Domi or King kick Royals, but...
Sir, I'm not going there to see you. That would be nice, but I'm not, that makes no difference to me. I'm going to be there to see the Leafs kick some ass about 7-1. Sounds good to me.
I think they're going to do it anyhow, though. And I've been a Leafs fan for a while and everything. And I also caught a Matadors game and everything, which is a pretty interesting game and everything. They're not too bad, believe it or not.
Yeah, well, it must be real interesting watching a game with 1,000 people in the stands. That must be pretty exciting.
Yeah, well,
that place must really look good with 1,000 people in it.
No, it doesn't, believe it or not. But their level of hockey.
Yeah.
The level of hockey is pretty good.
Well, I got news for you. Nobody's going to go see him, and I could have told him that in the beginning, and that guy's going to lose a lot of money. But good luck to them, and have a great life. We have an open line at Broward, 2 and Dade, 567-0560. Didn't I say that before they started, that there was no chance, absolutely none, that thing was going to fly? And they wanted me to be the spokesman, and I said absolutely, positively,
no
way, is what I said. Because, why get yourself involved in something that's guaranteed to fail? Just like when they were trying to use me to promote roller hockey or whatever that crap was. What did that last? About 5 minutes that thing lasted, and then they got all bad. Well, gee, we thought you'd fill that place up for us. Yeah, right. I can't even fill the goddamn board up with 7 phone calls, much less fill up your goddamn arena with people to see roller hockey and Little League hockey out there. Good or bad or whatever it is, okay? People don't care. They're not interested. This guy still doesn't understand. Just because we have 19,000 people in the Mac Arena every game, that doesn't mean we have 19,000 hockey fans. We have bodies. We have bodies in seats. Bodies in seats is what we have.
A ginger ate my baby. All right.
Bill cigars in Monica's vagina. She lets out a giggle when he makes it wiggle. Monica is not the kind you can do in the behind, but a cigar in her vagina she don't mind. Well, he don't know where a stogie goes. I can see how there was some confusion between humidor and humid whore. And in Arkansas, the term cedar box means saw her naked. Stars report can lead to going blind. Now Clinton, he was working hard, late nights in the ovary office, working on a practical joke. He took a Macanudo, put an exploding load in. Poor Monica was blowing rings of smoke. Bill cigars in Monica's vagina.
All right.
She lets out a giggle every time he makes it wiggle. Monica is not the kind you can do in the behind.
Rectum.
But a cigar in her vagina, she don't mind.
Okay.
More people feel that Hillary's been made a fool of by her husband. Feel that Hillary was wronged. Up in the Lincoln bedroom, she was moaning, moaning. Al Gore was doing her with Bill's old bong. Bill cigars in Monica's vagina.
Are you sure?
She lets out a giggle every friggin' time he makes it wiggle. Monica is not the kind you can do in the behind, but a cigar in her vagina she don't mind. Oh, Candy, you stand me? Yeah, Dutch Master is faster. Oh, yeah. What you gotta do is take a Tipperillo and put it in a grill. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, now a cigar in her.
Yes, they call Monica in the Senate. Maybe Arlen Bush Inspector can ask the questions about the cigar business. Wouldn't that be very dignified, don't you think, to be, what kind of a cigar was it? Did he get it at Nick's, and where did he stick it, and was it moist and fully packed, et cetera, and so on? It's 11:44 at 560 WQM. I bet you Ted Kennedy be getting excited about that. Where are we going? Let's go to, he likes to light up a big round one every now and then. Okay, we have an open line in Broward, 1 in Dade, 567-0560 and pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's Coral Springs. Hello.
Good morning, Neil.
Yes, sir.
You know, there's no point in getting exercise with these people.
Exercise?
Yeah, but these people not responding. I mean, look what Newsweek has on their cover this week.
That the power of Christ compels you.
Yeah, what do they have? I haven't looked at my Newsweek this week.
Don Imus.
Really? They put a dead man on the cover?
They put a dead man, that he is their big story of the week. What a great guy he is, and how he makes politics so laughable. And
oh, my God. I don't get it. I don't understand. He doesn't make anything laughable. In fact, the only funny things they have are the recorded bits that they play while he's sitting there picking his nose in between the segments.
Right, and this is how we inform the public about what's going on.
Yeah.
Well,
you see, everything has to be a joke. Don't you understand? Everything has to be reduced to a low level of comedy, and then that makes it palatable, I guess.
And as far as my newspaper
as far as Newsweek
goes,
is concerned, Time and Newsweek, they're like those have become they've sold out. They've become so close to tabloids that there's no distinction anymore.
Well, what about our newspaper, our Sun Sentinel?
Yeah.
I mean, all you have to do is, I use it for, they now have a computer line for the latest statistics. And then, if you do bad in the bets, you can just call, go to the next page and get yourself a prostitute.
Mm-hmm.
So, what kind of...
Okay, have a great day. We have 2 open lines in Broward and 1 in Dade. What was he saying? Something about the wee-wee? 567-0560 and pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's Miami. Hello.
Yeah, hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Neil, I think the reason you have such a hard time getting good callers is because you rip everybody.
Yeah,
Even the people that...
it must be my fault. That's right. That's why everybody's
listening,
listening,
like
right?
Miami so much.
That's why everybody... then why do you listen, sir? Why do you listen to the show?
Yeah, I just cut once in a while.
Yeah, once in a while, yeah, blow it out your ass. Once in a while, They always have a story. They've always got an excuse. Once in a while, he tunes in just to see the lay of the land. You could quote chapter and verse every goddamn thing that's said by me, the callers, all of our commercial spots. You could quote every goddamn thing we say 24 hours a day on here, okay? 2 open lines a day. The reason they don't say is because they got nothing to say, okay? It's been the same for 23 freaking years, okay? And if it were just on this show, I would agree with you. Maybe it must be me. Neil is a nasty guy. Neil is just a miserable son of a bitch. It must be Neil's fault that the people in this town are so goddamn boring and so introspective that they don't even see what's going on in the real world. It must be Neil's fault. Just listen to those sports shows the other 20 hours a day, sir. Listen to those brilliant calls. You'll pee your pants. Oh, I'm sure you already do, though. Both of the above. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
The callers that you have today are pretty bad. Pretty bad. Anyways,
yeah.
I just want to change the subject a little bit. Who do you think the Dolphins will draft?
We have 2 open lines in Dade, 567-0560. Very clever, pal. How long did you wait for that, okay? Very clever. Another one of your little Julios. Just want to change, little fun and games, because another guy that's got no life. Every single day of his life, he's got no life. This is his occupation now. He's like the Bob Kunst of Little Havana. He's got no occupation. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's Pompano Beach. Hello.
Yeah, Neil?
Yes, sir.
I'm calling about this guy that beat his child.
What guy is that?
The one that killed the baby.
Oh, yeah, the one I was talking about before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We need to adopt some foreign policies on...
foreign policies?
Yeah, on crime and punishment.
Yeah.
Like foreign countries that'll execute a guy the same day that they catch him either raping or killing somebody.
Yeah.
This guy, they should line him up, and as loud as he screams, smash his head against the wall.
Okay. Maybe we should adopt some biblical punishment and stone him to death. That would be good.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay, thanks. We'll do it about 4:15 this afternoon. In fact, it'll be better than some of those press conferences. We'll put it right on the air here.
Oh!
Open line at Broward, all 3 in Dade. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's a mobile in Fort Myers. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how are you?
Okay, sir.
Hey, you got to start charging for these phone calls. You're making these mental midgets famous.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think that's a good idea?
And
I just think that you're God.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your erudite comment and your observations on the passing scene. Oh, God. It must be me. It must be this flu, huh? Must be me. The calls can't really be as bad as they sound, can they? They can?
Yes.
Open line in Broward, all 3 in Dade. 567-0560, pound 5. Let's have a press conference. Come on, let's get some illiterate jock on there and have a goddamn press conference. Sounds good to me, huh? Let's do it before it's too goddamn late. Where the hell is it? One moment, please. Here you go.
Oh, man, simply let's introduce myself a single man because, the sale about 3x4, and the Lord, I ain't got no food, and man, I tell you, man, I'm a little crazy. We sat around, I didn't do nothing with the night, and he said, when they call it, trying to, bubble to say, man, bubble to really lie. I didn't do nothing. So what I'm telling you like that, you understand, man? Oh, man, simply do so agreed with so much every time, man. I didn't do nothing. I ran back of the van. I didn't do nothing, man. No white Ford Bronco, something. So I was going to ask the gun in my head, but I didn't know gun in my head because I probably had the gun in my head. So I was doing, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, I just doing nothing on the blood, the cake over the bone, and I, whatever, the night, the level, I was just drops on the floor, I was just Spain, that boy, the lights going on, the lights, the noise, and I the DMA, I blew this, I just said that, I just do nothing, man. You know what I'm talking about. You were talking about, it's my pleasure.
Are you sure? Yeah. 10 till noon at 560 WQAM. We're waiting on Dade County on those 3 Dade lines. Wherever the hell they come in from, I have no idea. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. It's your fault, Neil. You're the problem. You're the bad guy. And I just happened to be listening by accident today, and it's no accident that you're getting a bunch of morons like me because we're all idiots out here. It's your fault being a bad guy. We'd all be brilliant. If you were just a nice guy, you'd be getting brilliant people calling in saying very important things. Here's a mobile implantation. Hello?
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Just a question, if you'd please answer it. I want to know the reason why you're so bitter towards God. Could it be because of
bitter
the
toward
Bible
God?
talks
How
about
can you be bitter
homosexuality?
How can there be bitter? You want an answer, or you just want to make a speech?
Oh, go ahead.
There is no such thing as God. Does that answer your question?
Well, where did you come from?
Where did I come from? From my mother. Where did you come from?
Another human being.
Where did you come from?
From another human.
Yeah, so what does that have to do with God?
So he created.
He created. Okay, thank you, sir. Mark that down, okay? He created. Mark it down. Mark down the day and the time. He created. Because it says about homosexuality. Quite frankly, I don't read anything about homosexuality except maybe 1 or 2 lines in there written by a bunch of superstitious assholes, all of whom were doing each other anyway. In fact, Jesus was probably doing guys too. But don't say that. Oh, no, don't say that. You can't be saying that. Open line in Broward, all 3 in Dade. 567-056. See, there you go. Yeah, that's part of Neil being a bad guy because he's an atheist because he doesn't want to believe in those fairy tales, okay? He knows a few fairies, but he doesn't want to believe in those fairy tales. He just doesn't want to march with the masses out there, and thank God for that. Every day I'm shaving there in the morning, I look in the mirror and say, thank God I'm not just another lemming, another one of these assholes goose-stepping along with the morons. Oh, God, he created, he done this, he done that. And he also created mosquitoes, and he created goddamn all kinds of horrendous things, okay? Cancer, bubonic plague, beriberi, tuberculosis, you name it, God created, okay? Oh, no, the devil done that. Well, how come God lets the devil run around doing all this crap? That's what I'd like to know. Come up with a real good story about Lucifer and all these other Bubba Mices and the devil with a pitchfork and the tail and all this other crap that even a 3-year-old child would laugh you out of the house telling that kind of garbage. He'd sooner believe Santa Claus is going to come straight down the old squirt chimney like Peter North than believe Bubba Mices like that. The devil made him do it, yeah. Man, you're like a mugwump, man. You weren't born from your mother. You were like hatched under a rock like those people up there in Nashville. You crawled out from under a goddamn rock with your god horse crap. Here's a mobile in Lauderhill. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Neil, my opinion, with this guy that killed the baby,
yeah.
First of all, forced castration isn't enough. Second of all, welfare won't pay for a divorce lawyer. They'll pay for childbirth, though.
Yeah.
And that's why this man can go around making all these kids, even though
he's a baby-making machine, sir. He'd be a baby man like Evander Holyfield. He's another baby-making machine. There you go. Let's hear it.
Oh!
Running around just like a butterfly. You know how they do when they drop their pollen from when they make their little deposit? Huh? What? Like a bumblebee. Whatever the hell, whatever kind of, if you're into insects, I'm not. Whatever kind of
butterflies, they all pollinate.
Well, okay, well, there you go. They're pollinating. They're picking it up and spreading it around. They're like squirting it around, making babies all over the place. And then, of course, I like that one line. He's estranged from his wife, still married to, but estranged from, and living with this other broad, and has 3 babies by her.
Sounds like the making of a good Jerry Springer show.
There you go. Jerry Springer, are you listening? Oh. There you go. Now, if we can just find a few trailer park people who ain't doing anything on Wednesday, get them there in the audience. We have an open line in Dade, one in Broward, 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless. See, let's get down to it. Let's scrape away all the extraneous crap. Let's get right down to it. Neil is a son of a bitch, okay? We're listening out here because we can't turn it off, but Neil is a no-good, nasty, miserable son of a bitch, okay? And he just makes us hysterical and psychotic, and we can't stand it. And if he would only turn to God, if he would only get with the program and get with God and Jesus and Moses and all these other fairy tale figures that man made up, if he would just get with that, then we could say, all right, we really like you. Then we'd listen, and then we'd admit that we listen instead of having to make up all these stories and lies and pretend, well, we only listen once in a while by accident. Somebody's holding a gun to our heads. Here's a mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Last week, Neil, you were talking about the rudeness of people at the arena, and you had a caller, and, man, I've trying to call you for a week on this guy. He told you in so many words, he lets his kids run around and jump up and be annoying. He said we have to deal with it.
He's an asshole.
I wanted to smack this guy.
Yeah.
You know, there's a wonderful new invention called children's books that you could bring.
No,
there are these little handheld video games.
There's a better invention. It's called a babysitter.
Absolutely. Neil, you know, little kids I really believe they have no right to be in a facility like that if they can't sit in their chair. It's unfair to tell a kid you got to sit for 3 hours.
Right, that's
However,
right. Little kids
you
aren't going
bring
to sit still
something
for
for the
3
kids
hours.
to do so
Right.
they don't annoy other people. You know, I wanted to smack this guy.
Either that or send the kids over to this guy's house, this Theodore Bramwell. Send them over to his house. They'll behave.
I got so angry with this guy. How he had the gall to say something like that is beyond me. People have to learn respect for other people's space in this world.
You know why he had the balls to say that, sir?
That's the American fucking way.
That's right.
Yeah. Not our way, Neil.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good luck to us, because we got a real bad surprise coming, because it's not going to stop. Is it?
No.
4 minutes till noon is 560 WQM, where that son of a bitch is on the air every day screwing up your good time. That's right. I'll admit it. I'm a miserable, no good, nasty son of a bitch ruining everybody's sports and good time here on this station. That's why they hired me to come over here. Just to piss off those sports nerds like Barry Jackass over there at the Herald, the couch potato, who writes his ramblings from the sofa this morning. Hey, Barry, ever get off the couch?
No.
Probably even takes a dump on the couch.
Yes.
Little piece of crap. God, don't get yourself all worked up about it. Your flu will come back. You get like a relapse. Okay, sorry.
Packwood can't keep his packer in his pants. All right.
There he was, just a-walking on the sea, singing, do-I-did-it-did-it-dum-did-it-do. He's a man from the land of Galilee, singing, do-I-did-it-did-it-dum-did-it-do. He's good, divine, he's good, divine, changes water into wine. The next thing I knew, we had a lame man on his feet singing, do-I-did-it-did-it-dum-did-it-do. The blind are gonna see and the dumb are gonna speak, singing, do-I-did-it-did-it-dum-did-it-do. He walked on through my door, walked on through my door, then he cured a leper sore. Whoa, some say he's the Son of God. Oi! Yes, they do, but there's other people think it's so odd. Now he's the reason that we have an Easter day singing, do-I-did-it-did-it-dum-did-it-do. And he's the reason that all the Christians pray singing, do-I-did-it-did-it-dum-did-it-do. They praise him, kneel down, praise him and kneel down, the man who wore a thorny crown. Do-I-did-it-did-it-dum-did-it-do. Do-I-did-it-did-it-dum-did-it-do. Do-I-did-it-did-it-dum, he's a Jew. Do-I-did-it-did-it-dum, he's a Jew. Do-I-did-it-did-it-dum, he's a Jew. Do-I-did-it-did-it, he's a Jew. Oi!
Trouble 1 at 560, but he died for our sins. Don't you understand that? We can wash our sins away if we just turn to Jesus. Don't you understand that? What's wrong with you, man? He died for your sins on that cross with the thorns and those prickly thorns. Anyway, here's a grotesque story. Mystery illness hits dog tracks, ties in with something I was talking about here last week. The virus, this is in St. Petersburg. The virus that killed 6 greyhounds at Derby Lane remains a medical mystery, the cause of it, according to a pathologist who performed an autopsy on one of the dogs. The 74-year-old St. Petersburg track, Derby Lane, was closed on Saturday in the wake of what one regulator called a bloody mess. A small coughing spell among the dogs left 6 dogs dead and 4 others critically ill. There were other reports of disease outbreaks at Greyhound tracks in Hollywood and Fort Myers. Because of the virus scare, Greyhound Protection League, a San Francisco-based anti-racing group, has urged owners to impose a nationwide quarantine at the Greyhound tracks. The league's Tampa Bay coordinator, Janet Skinner, said dietary problems and unsanitary conditions could make animals in close quarters susceptible to infection. Are you following that? Unsanitary conditions and animals in close quarters. You know how they breed chickens, and they have them all milled around. Then, of course, there are those people who say, oh, well, we raise our chickens the natural way, and they get to scratch the ground and stuff like that, as opposed to most of your chickens, which are all practically bred in a laboratory, all jammed in their real tight psychotic and hysterical and getting ready to get slaughtered immediately, if not sooner. So, what's the difference? Dogs, chickens, same old stuff. Cats. We have an open line at Dade 1 in Broward, 567-0560, pound 560 on the Mobile 1 line. Hi, Aaliyah. Hello.
Hi, Neil. How's
yes,
it
sir.
going?
Okay.
I'm a chronic. Neil.
Meaning what? What does that mean?
I've called you quite a few times. Nobody else seems to want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, I just realized everything you ever said about the post office is very true.
Yeah, they suck.
They certainly do.
33 cents, by the way. You better get that extra penny on your postage, baby.
Wait.
I
just came back from a couple of post offices here in Hialeah.
Yes?
Guess what? They're out of 1-cent stamps.
How do you like that?
They got 2-cent stamps, but no.
Well, there you go. That's the way they're going to squeeze that extra penny out of you now. You'll be paying 34 cents. Everybody else will be paying 33, but you'll be paying 34 because they want to squeeze the extra penny out of you.
And they simply gave me the blank stare like I just landed from Roswell.
From Uranus, right. Mm-hmm.
Finally, and the lady tells me, well, we have some locked up in the safe. So I blew my top.
Locked up in the safe? Well, what are they locked up for? A rainy day? What are they waiting for?
They were waiting for a supervisor to open up the safe. And there's 1,500 people practically in this post office.
Yeah.
Well, finally, after I blew my top, I told her, give me a couple of these meter mail strips, whatever, those little strips that come out. And finally, oh, yeah, that's a good idea. So I got those 2 little strips, all my letters, 2 cents.
Well, do yourself a favor. Do like I do. Call Pitney Bowes and get yourself a postage meter. It took me 3 seconds yesterday to change from 32 to 33 cents. I went in there, I went, just like that. There you go. I wasn't too happy about it, but nevertheless, it says 33 cents on there right now. We have an open line at Broward, 2 and Dade, 567-0560, pound 560 on the Mobile 1 line. They're very quiet today. It's another South Florida Monday. They're real quiet, and they're kind of dumb, but that's not unusual. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes?
How are you?
Okay.
Do you have the spread on the water polo game between UCLA and
that'll
USC?
be 3:30. They'll be putting that on.
Oh, okay.
Neil, this guy who killed this kid, strangled him or threw the head against the crib or whatever.
Smashed his head against the wall.
Yeah. Like you said, we ought to put him on TV and just do the same thing to him, crush his head.
Mm-hmm.
People
we
who
can
have
sit here
kids,
and say that. We can say that all day, but that ain't going to happen.
People who have infants, though, if there's a crying baby, you just let it cry. Let it cry. Go turn the stereo up.
But again, you're missing the point. This is a man who is living with a woman who he's had made 3 babies with, who's still married to some other woman that he's estranged from, and this man is being allowed to walk around on the loose making babies. He's a baby-making machine with no responsibility.
And he has no prior record of anything.
Yeah, well, he does now.
Of course he does. And I'll tell you what, he better be in isolation in jail because he'll wind up
hate to
hanging
think what's
himself.
going to happen. They don't like baby killers too much in jail. Good point, sir. Excellent reminder. We have an open line at Dade 1 in Broward, 567-0560 and pound 560 on the Mobile 1 line. And we'll have all kinds of psychologists coming out, and we'll have all kinds of studies they'll be doing, and there'll be all these, like that crap the other day with Ellis Rubin on there again about that TV intoxication bull crap. Yeah, we saw it on TV, therefore we did this, therefore we did that, and we did some other grotesque, we raped our little 8-year-old stepsister because we saw it on Jerry Springer. Right. Anybody believe in it?
No.
No. Just a few lawyers out there ready to take that on and see how much money they can make from it. Here's Dania. Hello.
Hi, Neil. How are you?
Okay, sir.
I wanted to tell you, first-time caller, long-time listener, I wanted to know about your website. Is it down or is
NeilRogers.com is the only one still running. The other one is history, and we thank Coolio for the good job he did, but that's gone. NeilRogers.com. It is there.
Oh, okay, great, because I really liked the last one. It was fantastic.
Right.
Okay. Well, I do appreciate your time.
Okay, have a great day. We have an open line in Dade 1 in Broward, 567-0560, pound 560 on a mobile 1 line. Anybody got any material out there for us today?
No.
Here's hi. Wait a minute. I'm on the wrong line, but she'll do. Lady in Miami. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a quick question. Do you ever hear from Juan Bandera? I don't see him on Channel 7.
No, I don't. He's working for the county or something now. He got off at Channel 7.
Okay.
He got a good job. He's working for the establishment.
All right, thanks, Neil.
Okay, have a great day. Okay, it's 80 questions day today, okay? You know Fred Hall that used to be on that At Your Service?
No.
Yeah, how about that website? Is that thing still on?
No.
How about the Juan Mendieta? He talked to you lately?
No.
Okay. How about that old coot that used to come by?
No.
How's Fat Rich? He's still in the hospital?
No.
Oh, he's home. How's Norm Kent doing? Is he doing okay?
Yeah.
He's doing okay. Open line at Broward 2 and Dade, 567-0560, pound 560 on a mobile 1 line. Hialeah, hello.
Neil, God.
Yes, sir.
Julio from Hialeah.
See?
Neil, see. One opinion that I have is most of these people that are accused of beating up or abusing of their children,
Yes.
I believe in a very large quantity, I couldn't say more than 90%, of these people are all on public assistance, or other words, welfare.
Mm-hmm.
My suggestion is anybody and everybody who's on welfare
should be
given 1 to 2 child ratio of birth.
Why 1 to 2? How about 0?
How about 0?
How about forced sterilization if you're
and forced forced sterilization, or in cases of men, vasectomy in women, hysterectomy.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
well, there's another way to force sterilize men. That's called castration. Sounds
right.
Good to me. That would
but
not be
the reason why I believe that has not taken place, or it does not have a general appeal to the public, is they're being ignoranced by the churches or religious groups that are against not only abortions, but they are also against sterilization of people by choice.
They're against the family planning, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Planned Parenthood, God forbid. We shouldn't do that because that means you have to educate people, and we don't like that because
we don't like that.
Make
Right.
a lot of babies.
We want more babies, so we can keep supporting this big multi-million-dollar church.
Multi-trillion-dollar institution, corrupt institution. Correct, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And God bless you.
God bless you.
Okay. Didn't even sneeze yet, but I'm working on it. We have all 3 lines open in Dade, 567-0560, and pound 560 on the mobile 1 line. Why does God let these things happen? That's our poll question today. If there's a God in heaven, why is God busy worrying about who's going to win a football game, and they have all these athletes, these jock prayer breakfasts? Why is God listening to their bullcrap when this little baby, this little helpless, innocent baby, is getting her head smashed in the wall and dying dead? Let's hear the answer to that from some of the goddamn God people out there, okay? Why is God, maybe he's got his priorities screwed up. Is that possible?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Maybe he ought to keep his head out of the locker room and more into that guy's living room, or wherever the hell the kitchen.
Nobody repulses you more.
Tonight on the WB, the premiere of Where My Woman At. Follow the hilarious misadventures of a wife beater and his battered woman as she never gets the dinner on the table on time. Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston star with special guest OJ. It's tonight on the WB.
Oh, man.
Where my woman be at anyway? At 12:13 at 560 WQM, 2 open lines in Dade County. We got Hank coming up at Chula Steak 2 at 2 o'clock. Bookster at 6, Eddie K and the Gambling Show 10 o'clock tonight. All of day, dead as a doornail. 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile 1 line. Here's a lady in Coral Springs. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you?
Okay.
Last week and just a few minutes ago, you talked about the greyhounds
Yes.
and the unnecessary slaughter and the bad conditions.
Yes.
Well, what about the unnecessary slaughter of harness horses and the...
What slaughter is that? Where's that going on?
Well, what about the horses that don't make the racetrack?
No, they don't slaughter any. I've never heard of any horse being slaughtered. See, I hate to break the news to you. This may come as a shock, but horses only reproduce like 1 at a time, not in litters.
Yeah, and if there were 8 at a time, there'd be more slaughter. You never see those 20/20 magazine shows when they're shot in the head and used for horse...
No, I've never heard of that.
Well, they
in
use
my life.
this horse meat to keep your...
Okay. Eat this, okay? Idiot. What was that? Was that a man, a woman, or something of undetermined origin? Woman. Okay, we have an open line in Broward and all 3 in Dayton. By the way, horse meat isn't that bad. 567-0560. We were talking about that on Friday. I was telling you horse meat ain't all that bad, so I hear. You first. 567-0560 and pound 560 on the mobile 1 line. 2 calls left on the board. Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello. Fort Lauderdale. Okay, they're gone. Like I said, 1 call. Here's a lady mobile in Palm Beach. Hello.
Hey,
Hey, Neil, how are you?
Okay, take your time. You were my last call of the week.
Okay. Here, let's see here. You were talking earlier with some people like, hey, how's so-and-so, and yes and no questions they were asking you. Didn't know if you'd heard about Jennifer Rem. Remember your buddy Jennifer Rem?
Yes?
I think she's up in Palm Beach here.
Yeah, I know that. Yes, we are well aware of that. We keep in touch with Jennifer.
Oh, okay. I thought she was a buddy of yours, and she was really sweet. And I remember she was a fan of yours, and you're a fan of hers, and I didn't know if you knew that she was up here
Yes,
doing...
I do. She's been there a long time, and we've known that for a long time. And have a wonderful day, yes. Okay, we have an open line at Broward and all three in Dade. 567-0560, pound 560 on Small Chat. Let's make some small talk today, okay? Hey, by the way, do you hear about Dan Stewart? How's he doing?
Oh, we're fine.
Yeah, do you hear about that? Yeah. No, I wasn't going to say that. Here's a mobile in Cutler Ridge. Hello.
Neil,
Yes, sir.
asking about all the God people there. The answer to your question is God works in mysterious ways.
There you go. He works in mysterious ways. Don't be asking these questions because it makes us very upset.
That's their answer for everything.
Yeah.
When,
you notice every time I bring one of these things up, there is never one person out there who can answer it. We'll get one or two like that jackass that called before that wants to go on the attack. But when you ask them to, give you a rational answer, they can't do it because it's garbage, and they know it's garbage, but, they have no brain left.
That's exactly
You
it.
can't expect somebody to reason and to function when they have no brain left. They've allowed their brain to be stolen from them.
Well, that's their answer when they don't have an answer.
No,
God
works in mysterious ways. That's what I hear. I also hear that
God
works in mysterious ways, too, is what I hear. We have an open line at Broward, 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. See, under DNH, under do no harm, this guy doesn't get a reprieve, like the born-again Christians with that bullcrap about, well, if he would accept Jesus, then no matter what he does, it's okay, like Hitler, that bullcrap. No, DNH, we don't allow that, okay? You get no chances. Once you do something violent and grotesque and unacceptable like that, it's like, see ya. And that's the way it works. Here's a lady mobile in Hollywood. Hello.
Hi, Neil. How are you?
Okay.
I'm calling to let you know my husband and I really miss seeing you on TV every night.
Well, forget about that. That's dead meat.
And another question, I haven't been able to hear you too much lately because I work during the day and we're not allowed to play radio, but have you been still watching Guiding Light?
Yes, today. I'm glad you mentioned that. Today is going to be the big day. Who was in that bed that Reva and Josh saw at the end of the show on Friday? Well, you talk about keeping it hanging over the weekend.
I think Terry.
Terry, you mean
somebody that looks just like Terry.
the one that the
real Terry.
The real Terry, yeah.
Yeah.
So in other words, she stole her identity and her face.
That's what she said, don't you remember?
Yeah. So it's amazing how the original Annie, remember how she used to be a real big broad with a big head, and she turned into this mousy-looking thing. It's one thing.
And she also had a really big chest, too, as I remember.
Right. She had these huge hooters, and now she's like got raisinets.
Yeah, don't you wonder what's going on
She
there?
must have got a facelift and a body lift, too.
Yeah, so who knows what's going on.
Well, if it's good enough for her, I'm going to find out where she got it.
Wait, and what do you think about, I just want to know, because I know you watch Guiding Light, and it's just really irritating me. What do you think that when they took the other Michelle Bauer off, they put the original girl.
They put the Reva clone as a little girl on there, and she is the ugliest and most obnoxious. How could you take somebody as beautiful as Michelle and put an actress on a little girl that looks like somebody just ran over her with a goddamn 2x4?
Yeah, and like we would not figure it out. Like we wouldn't know what was going on.
Well, we're a little slow. They know that sooner or later we'll accept anything.
Well, you know what?
That's why we're still watching.
Believe it or not, I've called that viewer the Guiding Light viewer hotline.
Yeah.
And I have complained.
Well, tell them we want Jay and Zach back too.
Well, you got India back. What do you think of that?
Forget it. Have a great day.
Okay.
Okay, I'll be watching at 3. And by the way, Billy, butch him up a little bit. Give him some butch pills. We have an open line at Broward, 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. We're looking for the answers, ladies and gentlemen. We want the word of God here today to tell us how come this little girl got killed by this barbaric piece of crap who's running around making babies. See, this is the social thing in America today. Everybody's talking about all this other bullcrap, but in the meantime, about the president getting blowjobs. But in the meantime, did the president make any babies by getting blowjobs?
No.
No. See, I hate to break the news to you, Virginia. People don't get pregnant from blowjobs. They might get a stained dress or two here or there, but they don't get pregnant. So maybe he was doing the smart thing. Maybe the president was giving a lesson to all the young people in this country about safe sex, huh? About there's other ways of getting your rocks off besides intercourse. There you go. What's wrong with that?
Oh!
In fact, I think a lot of these guys in Congress might take a lesson from that, who are now admitting that they got illegitimate kids from years ago, like Dan Coates, et cetera, and so on. How do you like that? Here's South Miami. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to talk about Jim Mandich. You know, if you had someone...
Well, call him and talk to Jim Mandich, okay? Talk to Jim Mandich about Jim Mandich.
All right.
Don't be here calling in this show like the guy that tried to give me a shot at Hank last week. Show some balls. He'll be on the station on the weekend or fill in for Hank or wherever he's on. Call up Jim Mandich and talk to him, okay? Jim Mandich is great.
Oh.
Jim Mandich is God.
Oh.
You mess around with Jim Mandich on this show, you're messing with the wrong guy, right?
Yes.
You bet. Jackass. We have an open line. Maybe he was going to say something good about him. I don't know. I don't want to talk about Jim Mandich. We have an open line at Dade, 567-0560, pound 560 on a mobile one line. You sports losers, losers, losers. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Neil?
Okay, sir.
Hey, I agree with this guy. We ought to get these guys and people who do stuff like that with the kids and just destroy them. But they've been taken by the government. You know what I mean? The laws of the state.
Yeah.
You guys charged the first-degree murder. You can believe when he go to court, they're going to reduce down probably the manslaughter. Say he didn't mean to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're going to keep getting away with it,
Maybe the
man.
devil made him do it.
Yeah, they're going to say, they're going to make that excuse, you know what I mean?
Or maybe he was pissed off because his team was losing whatever game he might have been watching on the TV.
Yeah, right, right? You know what I mean? Hey, I want to say what's up to my boss man, Larry Muir. I know he's listening right now.
Okay.
All right?
Okay, see ya. What did he say? We have two open lines a day, 567-0560 and pound 560 on a mobile one line. Let's get with the program here. Let's get the God answers in here. Come on, I'm waiting. I'll listen very patiently and very respectfully, okay? When one of the messengers of God calls in to inform all of us how God sits back and lets this grotesque, barbaric stuff goes on and doesn't intercede, doesn't reach down with his magic wand or magic finger or whatever the hell he's got and protect this little child, this defenseless little baby. I'm waiting on it, okay? All these other people that got the answers that quote all these bubble mices, all this mumbo-jumbo scripture bullcrap. I'm waiting for something that makes some sense that living and breathing people can relate to, instead of a lot of crap that was written by stupid, ignorant people thousands of years ago. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
How you doing, Neil?
Yes, sir.
I'd like to beat on a couple subjects real quick.
Okay, beat away.
I hope that guy that killed the kid, I hope they make a Golden Glazed interchange out of his chute when he gets to jail.
All right.
Also, I think I know what's making the drivers in Miami crazy. I live over by the airport.
Yeah.
The tourists that want to read their map in the middle of roads like Lejeune, there ought to be a law.
Yeah.
You know, the troopers are...
No, they're not making the drivers crazy. In fact, they fit in like a glove here. This is a perfect place for them. If you're a bad driver, come to town, you'll fit right in. They'll even know you're a tourist.
I know Miami's making lots of money off it, but until I get home and my fiance says to me, we got our tourist tolerance check mail today, we can eat out, they're going to continue to get the International Sign Language #1 and a honk for me.
Okay, good luck to you, sir. And let's there's the way to solve it. Just call the Chamber of Commerce. Tell them, stop advertising. Let's tell tourists you're not welcome here. There you go. Dade County's open, 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. All 400 lines in Dade waiting on you. We're still waiting for that message from the Lord. We're waiting for a very reasonable answer, okay? Come on, I know he works in mysterious ways, but let's put it in words that we can all understand, because we're a little bit slow, I guess. Those of us who aren't buying it, all your bull crap, we're a little bit slow. Here's a mobile in Lauderdale Lakes. Hello.
Hi, Neil?
Yes, sir.
Great show, fairly new listener. Listen, I just want to tell you about a bumper sticker I saw the other day that tops them all. It said, on an emergency, your first call should be to Jesus, not to 911.
Oh! There you go.
You know, I mean, it's like...
Maybe if this guy, after he lost his temper and beat this little kid's head into the wall, if he would have just called out for Jesus, maybe she'd still be alive today.
Either that or he went, Jesus Christ, call 911.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, can you
That's how you do it.
Can you play Gordon is gay?
I already played it, sir, and have a great life, okay? And Flash Gordon is pretty pissed off about it, too, by the way. Or is it Gail Gordon? I keep getting confused. We have an open line at Dade 1 in Broward, 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. Where's Brad from Tony's with that soup, by the way, even though Brad's not going to What?
Polishing over
We're polishing over here from that, our good friends at Tony's. Brad is sending something over here with that soup and whatever you got. Because I need my soup bad. Actually, I'm, making a little bit of progress. It's slow. And like the doctor says, it waxes and wanes. God, that's my favorite expression that they use. It waxes and wanes. In other words, we really don't know what it is, but it'll come and go, and if you're lucky, you'll still be alive. Don't take it personal, Doc, but it's getting a little bit old. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to go home and take 20 or 30 Benadryl. So be ready tomorrow. Here's a mobile in Pompano. Hello.
Hello, Neil?
Yes?
Hi, I'm calling about two things. One, about the little girl. I happen to be a mother of 3.
Yes?
And I work every day of my life to make a living, and I believe in my heart the reason that they just keep killing these things off, they don't do nothing about it, is to just let these people go around and breed whoever they want to breed and raise these babies so they can collect a little bit more welfare every day.
Uh-huh.
And the other issue there was on the horses. I work at the racetrack, we have a stable of horses at the racetrack, and these horses live a pretty good life over here. And then they go out to adoption agencies. So
that was just some bent out of shape dog track person that was calling and making up a bunch of bullcrap.
Yeah, well, she needs to get her act together.
All you have to do is bring up anything about the dog tracks and about how barbaric this thing is, and with all the puppies that they keep breeding and gassing, and right away they start going on the attack because they can't defend it because they know that it's true.
Right. Well, I just wanted to call and tell you them two things, and that's the way I really feel about the little girl and about the horses, and have a great day.
Okay, and back to you. Okay, we have an open line in Dade 1 in Broward, 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. When Saddam Hussein was over there doing the poison gas number on the Kurds, on his own people in Iraq, how come God didn't stick his magic wand in there or intercept that poison gas? A miracle. How come all those miracles used to happen there thousands of years ago when all those superstitious primitive people were alive?
Well, those people are Muslims.
Yeah. Oh, it's the wrong God? How come, what's his name didn't do it? How come Muhammad Ali didn't do it? Huh? Elijah Muhammad Ali, how come he didn't stick his magic to... Oh, that's right, he's not feeling too good. 26 past noon at 560 WQM. I'm going to tell you, this Mike Tyson thing, anybody in this audience, and I know you're going to do it, you probably won't even admit it, anybody in this audience that's going to wind up paying $50 for the Bum of the Month fight this Saturday, man, they ought to come to your house and take you away and put you in a rubber room. They ought to put you in a goddamn rubber. People are starving to death, okay? We all waste a lot of money on a lot of frivolous stuff, but anybody that's going to pay $50 on that, man, you might as well have a goddamn bonfire in the backyard. Oh, no, you're ruining our good time, goddammit. You don't understand. You're just not a real man. Thank God. 26 past noon at 560 QM. See, that's the Peter O'Reilly factor, too. That's why they won't call me about that. See, they figure that a real athlete, he's the guy, the big guy that goes out there and beats the snot out of everybody else. That's what real sports is all about. Especially when he picks on a guy comes up to his pulpit. That's always a real tremendous fight.
Holy cow, Aaron's coming.
Every good Christian knows a game to play, and it's not so very hard to do. Oh, the name of the game is the Bible says. If you interpret it the way we do, tell people you know the way. Invite them to your house, take their possessions away, and then you burn it down. You can get somebody to believe anything if you make the Bible say it's true. No matter what you do, you can be guilt-free. The Lord will always forgive you. Pick up a poisonous snake, wave it all around. Find a abortion clinic and shoot a doctor down. Everybody, play along with me, okay? Republicans. Beat the crap out of your kids. All right. You're to the right of me now. Go on a pilgrimage and pass the Kool-Aid around. Fight all the chicken heads to make the sacrifice.
1231 at 560 WQM. Forced sterilization is our topic today. Any volunteers out there so far?
No.
We have an open line in Broward, 2 and Dade, 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. Here's a mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Yeah, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Here's a little insight as to maybe why you're not getting any of these God followers to answer your question.
They're out there, sir. They're listening.
Oh, they're listening, but here, I was reading an article yesterday that since Madonna started doing this Kabbalah, the interest in it has almost quadrupled. Classes popping up at...
All right.
Watch where the hell you're driving!
Yeah, you asshole.
Shit. Sorry. So that's a little perspective as to why you don't get any of that.
Yeah.
Oh, man, this lady's going to hit me.
Okay, good. Good luck to you, sir. Tell her she's going to rot in hell. We have an open line in Broward, 2 and Dade, 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. All you notice they're out there listening because every now and then when they're in the right mood or when somebody tells them to, they'll call up, oh, you're going to burn in hell, and they'll condemn me and spew their venom on me. But when you ask a very reasonable question, which somebody asked a little while ago, they've got no response to it. just abusing and heaping a lot of scorn on somebody, any asshole can do that. But having a rational conversation or trying to explain something to support your point of view, well, that takes a little bit of common sense and brain, which if you had that in the first place, you wouldn't be believing all that horse crap. Here's a mobile in Aventura. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay.
You know what? Forget about God. We need to take matters into our own hands.
Yeah.
We need to change the rules. We need to cut their peckers off.
Yeah.
Whenever they murder a kid or rape anybody, I promise you that'll be a great deterrent. That
Yeah,
way
I don't
they
think he's got a pet, though. I didn't know say anything about a bird in the story. We have the open line in Broward, all three in Dade, 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. 2 lines left on the board here. We are really smoking here for a Monday, baby. We've got the heavy-duty crap going now, and there's still no response out of these deadheads out there. Because you really put, you put the pedal to the metal, and you put you really put the test to them, and they can't respond. That's the problem. Anybody can call up anonymously on a goddamn talk show, and start doing their verbal attack and their tap dance. But when you ask them something specific and say, okay, put your goddamn brain where your mouth is, can they do it? No, they can't. Because they're a bunch of brainwashed simpletons is what it's all about. Those are the masses out there, brainwashed simpletons. Somebody else told them a bunch of bullcrap. Oh, okay, that sounds good to me, whatever you say. Here's a mobile in Hope Sound. Hello.
Uncle Neil.
Yes, sir.
How are you, sir?
Okay.
I'm a former seminary student
Yes.
and a conformed, reverted, born-again Christian.
Reverted?
And I'm happy to announce that
Reverted to sanity?
Yes, I decided that I can actually take responsibility for my own life and make my own decisions.
You're getting a sitting ovation in here, sir.
Thank you, sir. So hopefully you and I will burn in hell together.
Right.
In answer to the question about, I think that the problem, Neil, is that let's say you've got some woman with an alcoholic wife beater for a husband who's molested as a child, and the only way that she's going to overcome that stuff is through months or perhaps even years of therapy and really self insight and work, or she can just accept the Lord Jesus as Savior.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot easier, right?
Take care of it in about a half an hour. So, but the thing, Uncle Neil, that scares me is that with the millennium coming up, you've got all these spirit groups out there in Israel thinking it's the end of the world, and
right.
Of course, the
crazy people. It's like most of the people that are paranoid about the Y2K problem. Most of those people are crazier than a bedbug. Hocus pocus. See, as soon as everybody's superstitious to a point. Walking under a ladder or the number 13, and they're fun little things you can be superstitious about. But when it controls your life and you start doing things in an aberrant way because you're so superstitious that you become just totally out of control, then we got real problems.
Exactly. Well, if there is a messenger of God, I would say that Charles Templeton is probably his forerunner.
Okay, and have a great life.
And to you.
Okay. Now, do you say Charles Templeton or do you say...
You son of a bitch.
Charles Heston. Charlton. We have an open line in Dade, 567-0560 and pound 560 on the mobile one line. Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Good afternoon, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Did you hear about on A1A, just north of the Hillsborough Bridge, big tall letters along the fence that says convict Clinton?
No, I did not.
Well, it's there and it's mounted in there. It's canvas.
Yeah.
It's big 4-foot letters.
Okay, well, thanks for the good news. Okay, we have 2 open lines at Day 2 in Broward, 567-0560 and pound 560 on Melbourne. Do you hear about it, George? You hear about it? All right, let me get my finger way up in there. You hear about it? No, look at that. Jesus. Look at that one. That's been in there for about 2 years, I think. Woo. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. The audience is very much under the weather. They're collectively ill today. Have a
Listen
real
to this.
serious problem.
You really believe that we live in paradise?
Meaning what?
Meaning you ask a question about God. I mean, you believe.
Well, what does God have to do with paradise? What is that? The only paradise I see are hanging from a rearview mirror in a lot of cars, Puerto Ricans especially, or is that Cubans?
No,
I don't know.
Seriously, I mean, do you believe that this is heaven?
There's no such thing as heaven, sir.
There's no such thing as heaven. But then,
so let me ask you a question. Where is heaven?
How do you know heaven is not?
Sir, let me ask you. Don't answer.
How do you know?
Don't answer a question with another question. Where is heaven?
Where is heaven?
Yeah.
Heaven happens to be the world beyond. And if you don't believe there's a world beyond, then prove to me that there isn't one instead of asking people to prove that there is one.
Sir, there's a gigantic green monster stuck deep inside your rectum. And if you don't believe there's a gigantic green monster stuck inside rectum, then prove it to me, okay? They always love to do that. Yeah, I'm going to propose a whole bunch of fairy tales, and you have to prove it to me that it's not true. Prove to me there's no God. Prove to me there's no heaven. Prove to me there's no big whatever it is that he's talking about. Unbelievable. Very sad. And almost as sad is the fact I got one call left on the board. One call left on the board here on the day when we're really putting you to the challenge, the $64,000 challenge. That's the best we can do as a bozo like him? Prove it to me that it's not there. There's a beetle. There's a beetle that looks just like John Lennon stuck inside your navel right now. Prove to me it's not there. It's inside, pal. Prove to me it's not there. And it's going to walk its way all the way down to your rectum. Okay, prove to me it's not in there, man. You better go get yourself sliced open right now and get that damn beetle out there before John Lennon does some bad stuff to you, okay? Before you start imagining that you got John Lennon inside your body. Crazy people. It's that crazy hocus pocus, baby. It's out there. Don't you believe it's out there? No. No. Paradise. Let me say it again. You'll see it all over town. Lots of rearview mirrors. Paradise hanging from them. Go out to Vegas, you'll see your paradise. In fact, they even got a street named Paradise out there. And compared to here, believe me, it is paradise. 22 till 1 at 560 WQA. And I think maybe tomorrow morning, if Ray Perry shows up down here, we'll talk to him about paradise. Because, boy, these people here, they talk a good game. Bop, 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 bop. And then do they deliver? No, they don't. They don't care. Like the sign says in the other room, just give us the FCKING money is what it says. That's what it says. Just give us the effing money.
Oh, God. And pop, comet, and pop, comet, and pop, comet. That's the place for me. I got my brand new Nikes and I'm ready to die. A poison jello with the rest of the guys. We're going to a spaceship that can't be seen. Our souls will be taken by a particle beam. Castration is the only thing that bothers me. You gotta sit down to pee. You know I think the poison is affecting me. It's the Hail Pop Comet for me.
Where's my soup, goddammit? Did they ever come on the line over there or what? Boy, I'll tell you one thing. They're good friends of ours over there, Brad at Tony's, all those people, but this soup is the slowest soup. I bet you when it gets here, it's going to be the best ever. You think so? You think it's going to be?
No.
Maybe he ate it on the way. We have an open line at Broward 2 and Dade. We shouldn't have any open lines. These lines ought to be smoking here today, man. They ought to be on fire, as in that lake of fire that most of you are going to be burning at because you don't know what you're talking about. 567-0560. That's what gets God pissed off when people like you come to the pearly gates and they ask the first question and you go, like that. You're out. You're going to be burning in just a matter of moments. You'll be on that shuttle straight to hell. Here's Plantation. Hello. Okay, have a nice day to you, too. Here's a mobile in Hialeah. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir?
Yeah, I have a response to where heaven is.
Yeah.
I think it's between...
Yeah, Mars and Uranus, yeah. Open line in Dade, 2 in Broward, 500 in Broward, 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. What's the story with the Zupa, huh?
They got shined by one of their drivers, so it's on its way.
Oh, jeez. We don't want to get upset, Brad, because you've been very nice to us. We give you a lot of free plugs up there at Tony's, and your food is really sensational, and the soup really hits the spot when you're a little bit under the weather like most of us are. 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. You better call right away or I'm going to put on that goddamn Bill Parcells press conference again, okay? In fact, better than that, we'll follow it up with a press conference with somebody who's so illiterate that you won't be able to understand a word they be saying, okay, if you don't get with the program. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
How are you, Neil?
Okay.
You know, I was going to ask you, I'm calling from my job here. Great show as always, and I always go on my lunch break and listen to you. What happened to Mike Ranieri?
Okay, we have open line in Dade, all three of them, 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Hi.
Yes, sir.
Neil, I just had a comment to make about that. I just think that the people that aren't calling up to defend their religion is horribly sad because they're not bright enough to defend it.
Well, wait a minute. Then how can those people, the judgmental ones out there, who are always condemning all the rest of us because we don't share their fairy tales, how come those people can do that, but they can't defend their beliefs? How is that possible?
I just don't know.
See, and of course, when you ask a question like, where is God, when something horrendous and grotesque like this happened, like when Susan Smith's kids were drowning in that car, where was God to intervene? I mean, even Superman would have come down and lifted the car out of the goddamn water.
Well, it'd be easier to believe in Superman, Neil.
If he got out of the wheelchair, even he could have done it.
Right.
Okay, sir. Have a great day. Yeah, we're waiting on you, you spineless cowards. You don't have the courage of your own convictions. That's the problem. Easy to talk a good game when you're talking glittering generalities because you've been brainwashed with a bunch of bubble mices like these poor kids. It just tears my heart out when I see these people walking around with those beanies on their head. That's why I used to wear them on that stupid TV show to make a point. And you know something? Nobody who saw the show got the point. They didn't get it. People would come out, oh, where's your yarmulke tonight? They didn't even get it, the point that I was trying to make. So you don't try to do anything subtle in this town because it goes right on their heads instead of over them, like a yarmulke. Why do you make your kids walk around the subject of ridicule and scorn like there's something out of the Stone Age? And then the Orthodox who are walking around with a payas and with a, Jesus Christ, get into the goddamn 20th century, will you? 5, 6, 7. Look at this board. This is impossible. This is absolutely impossible that we could have such a bunch. If there's anybody listening to this radio station who knows more than just where do they put the jock straps on in the Dolphin locker room, if there's anybody beside that, they sure. You know what we ought to do? I'll tell you what. I'm just going to get them to pay me for these next 4 years, and we'll just play all the press conferences between 10 and 2 every day. Then we don't have to waste all that time on the other show. You know what I'm saying? That's right. Then we'll leave them all the good time to do the good stuff. Take all those brilliant sports calls. We'll just run the press conferences back-to-back here every day from 10 to 2. That's what you're going to get. 567-0560, pound 560 on the Mobile One line. Here's a mobile in Pembroke Pines. Hello. Mobile in Pembroke Pines. Yes, sir.
Hey, Neil. How you doing?
Okay.
Okay, I work for a local government, and they come by for the United Way, and they ask, would you like to fill this out? So I'm
I hate
looking
the
over
United
it.
Way, yeah.
So all of a sudden, I'm conscious. The lady comes over and goes, is there a problem? I says, yeah, do you have anything for a spay and neutering program?
Mm-hmm.
And she gives me this, look like, no, we don't do that.
Why not?
I know. That's why I said, why don't you have
How
a
about doing
program?
something instructive?
Really?
Instead of giving money to a lot of charities where about 80% of it goes to bureaucratic bullcrap and very little of it goes to anything worthwhile, like United Way.
I'm a firefighter, and we get a call. Unfortunately, it was a child abuse call. We end up going to the hospital. So HRS shows up. It's January 3rd, and he goes, yeah, this is my 307th complaint for the state already, and it's only January 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
And the 307 calls already for child abuse already, and it's only January 3rd.
Yeah, well, the Lord must be busy, setting the odds on those football games.
Yeah, and also
He must be getting ready for that big Super Bowl in the sky. That's not far off.
Well, one other thing is the fact that the church, the thing is, they don't want you to have birth control. They want you to have all these kids. It's amazing. No birth control, no abortion, none of that.
Forced poverty, but the church likes the numbers, though, pal. Okay, have a great day. And FSA, man, Forced Sterilization Association, that's our new charity. FSA. FSS. Forced Sterilization Society of America. FASA. That's right. We can snip you faster than you can make them. We have an open line in Dade, 567-0560, pound 560 on the Mobile One line. What's wrong with that? Makes too much goddamn sense, doesn't it?
Uh-huh.
Start sterilizing these people, these irresponsible lunatics, and including a lot of your jocks that all you guys worship and idolize. That's right. They're running around, like I said, pollinating. They're making a baby over here and making a baby over there. And then every now and then they beat up the baby or they beat up the woman, their woman, or both. Or like OJ, they just, they get a little bit too pissed off. Here's a mobile in Kendall. Hello.
Yeah, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I've got a question for your religious buddies out there.
Well, you'll never get an answer, but go ahead.
Question is, why did God pick a married woman to have his son? Why couldn't he have picked someone? He had his choice, right? Why couldn't he pick a woman that wasn't married?
Yeah.
Because
that wasn't Mary?
Wasn't married. Yeah, married.
M-A-R-R-Y?
The other thing is, too, if we're supposed to be all God's children, aren't we God's children? Would you treat your children the way God treats his?
No, I would not.
So that makes us better than God, doesn't it?
Evidently, yeah. Well, they made, whoever made up these fairy tales, pal, they made up a really sick, twisted God. This God that gets pissed off and his wrath shall wax hot, and he's always punishing, and he's always got and then Pat Robertson comes running around, oh, you fags better stop putting those signs up there in Orlando because we're going to get all those hurricanes blowing through there and all this other crap. Yeah, there's a lot of blowing going on, Pat, and I think most of your people are the ones who are doing it. We have an open line at Dade, 567. The soup is here, by the way. Oh, thank God. Now we're talking important stuff. Forget these stupid bonehead calls. We got soup. We got a little bit of penicillin here, baby. Orthodox Jewish penicillin. It's even got a little yarmulke right on top of it. Here's North Miami. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good to as always. I'd like to make a shameless request. Could you play?
We have an open line in two of them in Dade, 567-0560, pound 560 on the Mobile One line. Here's a mobile in Boca. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this Neil?
Yes, it is.
Neil, dude. I'm a long-time listener. Just came down from Massachusetts about 2 years ago, and a call on Friday about a guy with kosher water in a casino sort of typifies the South Florida experience.
Yeah, that's right.
I love
guy
the
tried
show.
to
Keep
peddle.
it up.
Thank you. He tried to peddle kosher water to the masses. That didn't work, and so now he's doing bogus casino. That isn't really a casino, and then try to stick you into a cruise ship. And of course, like everybody else, trying to use this show to promote fun and hanky-panky. Open line in Broward, 2 and Dade, 5670560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. In fact, I shouldn't say anything. They'll probably have spots for him running on here pretty soon, knowing this sales outfit. Yeah. Here's Kendall. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Happy New Year.
Back to you.
I raised a Jew. There is no God. My beliefs, basically. And I went to the Macarena for the first time yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
To see the circus.
Oh, to see the circus.
Yes.
Thanks again, by the way, to the BSO for holding up the traffic for 10 minutes so the circus could bring all their elephants and crap in there.
That was a nightmare.
That was real nice. Thanks a lot, guys.
The seats are a little bit small. I didn't believe everything that everybody said. But
in the corners, the seats are very small. You have to have like baby seats. In fact, what they ought to do is take the corners to make everybody happy and put all the little infants that people bring with them, stick their ass in the corners. Their asses will fit in those seats perfectly, and have like little babysitters controlling them during the game, and then let the rest of us see the game.
I had to relocate my beeper. It kept popping off. That was the only problem. But no, it was nice.
Yeah.
So that's it. Have a great day.
Okay, and back to you. Whatever that means. Okay, it was nice. You like the circus? It was nice. You didn't have to worry about the red light going on, about the clock, all the other stuff, because there's nothing that has to do with hockey that works right in the arena. It's all the other extraneous stuff because they know there's no real hockey fans anyway except that pain in the ass on the radio. Dade County, all three lines waiting on you, 5670560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. Mobile in Hialeah. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir?
I'm not going to say the word decaf to you, but I do have two subjects real quick. One is for all the religious fanatics. If God created us, He also created the devil, and He also created the abusive people out there. How do they explain a God like that?
But the God that they have, the Bible is supposed to be a loving God. You know, the loving God. How does God permit this kind of crap to go on?
He made them.
If God is truly powerful, He would intercede. You know, we saw that in Superman. We saw it in Batman. We saw it with all the Captain Marvel. They would intercede, and they wouldn't allow these evil things to go on.
That's true. The other thing is, did you read the Herald editorials on Sunday?
About?
Interesting thing about Trent Lott and the group that he's affiliated with is a white supremacist group that he suddenly says, "Oh, I didn't know that."
He didn't really mean it. Just like Robert Byrd, by the way, used to be a member of the Ku Klux Klan. You are aware of that, sir?
No, I wasn't aware of that.
Many years ago, yeah.
Very strange lately.
And now, of course, Robert Byrd is, he's holier than thou, and he's the guru of the Senate. He's 150 years old. He seen the evil of his ways.
He also chaired the Appropriations Committee in which half of all the monies given out went to his state of West Virginia, and they have like a fraction of the roadways that the rest of us do, and yet they got all that
instead of the
money.
Appropriations Committee, we ought to have the Procreation Committee, sir, and they ought to do the FSS, the Forced Sterilization Society, immediately, if not sooner, and thank you so much. As in hypocritical right-wing bullcrap artist Trent Lott. Although, to be honest with you, he's turning out to be fairly moderate compared to some of these other guys. We have an open line. See, I guess Pat Buchanan isn't satisfied. You know, he's got all his buddies there. He's got all those right-wingers in the House. And they're all in there, I guess, making them an offer they can't refuse. Oh, yeah, witnesses, whatever you say. Take that gun off my temple, just like the Tommy Dorsey thing with Frank Sinatra. Take that gun off my temple. And I think we really need those witnesses real bad. I mean, how can the media sit back and not, do they have Alzheimer's? Is that what it is? We're all supposed to forget about Henry Hyde and all those other right-wing Republicans in the House. We're screaming and yelling, we don't need any witnesses. It's all on the record. We have the grand jury testimony. And now we're all just supposed to forget about it? Is that it?
Uh-huh.
So they could drag it out in hopes that during the weeks that they drag it out, another one of these Jane Does or somebody's going to come forward. Jane Doe number 500. What are you eating, by the way?
Veal parm sub.
Oh, good soup, by the way. Thanks a lot, Brad or Tony or whatever the hell your name is. Better late than never. Here's a lady in Coral Springs. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Two things. How come you can go and murder a whole entire country, and on your deathbed you can beg forgiveness and still go to heaven?
Because Jesus said so. That's why.
But that's not right.
Well, any logical, rational person would never accept such nonsense, but people who obviously have no brain left in their head, that makes sense to me, because all you got to do is accept the Lord, and yada, 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 right.
Right, and you can do anything you want, but as long as you beg forgiveness in the end, it's okay.
This is a very convenient way to say that the fallen, they always forgive. They forgive the sinner as long as he repents and is born again. Then he's okay, no matter what it is that he did. Like if O.J. accepted Jesus tomorrow, then we can forget about Nicole and Ron Goldman, and now he's a good guy and put him back on NBC. You know?
Yep. Second thing, I faxed you some pages today from that book, Pros and Cons.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you got it.
Well, I have it, but I hate to
Have you read the book?
Yeah, I do have the book. I'm the one that was screaming about it. Yeah.
I love it. I
Mhm.
just finished it.
In fact, let me say it again. Like I said when I first talked to it, and we had one of the authors on the phone on the show a couple of weeks ago. Let me say it again. Why is it that this, which is supposedly a sports station, doesn't have the authors of a book like that, which has really got some great stuff in it, and the public has a right to know it? How come they're not talking to them, and I'm the one that has to talk about it?
See?
I mean, haven't we heard enough dumb press conferences already from illiterate jocks? I think so.
That's our media guide when we watch football now. We have to look up everybody's name and see what they've been arrested for.
Exactly. There you go. Okay, thanks a lot.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye. Open line in Broward, 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line.
It's a 1 to 2 hour. I thought Christianity was fairy tale. This religion thing was not for me. They held a big convention. They let me in for free. Had no idea what I was about to see. Oh! They were speaking in tongues. That made me a believer. It was kind of fun to stick it out of my mouth. Speak in tongues. They got me believing, my tongue is weaving from side to side. The Lord will now embrace me. I clap my tongue to the beat. Now, whatever I do, He'll forgive me. 'Cause now I speak in tongues. That makes me a believer. And I'm having fun. Playing around with my mouth. Now I speak in tongues.
2 minutes after 1 at 560 WQAM. Coming up with 2 from Schuler's. Luke County at 6 o'clock. Ed Kaplan at 10 tonight. Ed's going to be taking odds on whether we ever get a call. By the way, the odds are very slim. Whether we ever get a call from some good believer out there, no matter which faith it might be, of how come God lets all these grotesque, aberrant things go on. And I was just mentioning to George, the show we were talking about on Friday about that mass murderer, the guy that killed all those girls at Michigan State, and then tried to get off, and they found that shoelace in his cell that he had all rigged up as a weapon. But nevertheless, the parents mentioned how he had been brought up in a real good religious family, like Susan Smith and David Koresh and all these other misfits, huh? He'd been brought up with that good old-time religion. And then all of a sudden he started getting real kind of strange on him. Can't imagine why. But we're still waiting, by the way, because there are a lot of us inquiring minds want to know how come the Lord sits back and allows innocent little infants to be butchered like this. Here's a mobile in Coral Springs. Hello?
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Buddy, I had to call in. You are fired up today, dude.
Yeah.
I turned on the radio, you're like going nuts.
And?
Well, I'm just saying, I've been thinking about what you've been talking about.
Yeah.
All I can say is, first do no harm, buddy.
What?
First do no harm.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, thank you. Okay, he's teaching me. He's preaching to the choir. We have an open line in Broward, 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. He's been thinking, and the best he could come up with is something I already told him. D&H. Here's a lady in Miami. Hello? Lady in Miami. Oh, I guess it helps if I press the button. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. I just want to comment on this God.
God bull crap, yes?
Yeah, bull crap is right. Most people are very primitive, and it's evolutionary. You say they lost their mind. They never had it. We only use about 10% of our mind.
Yeah.
And they personalize that Bible.
Yeah, but I think most of us have the capacity when you're born, even if you have bad genes. I think most people have the capacity to understand a little bit more about life than these ridiculous, narrow fairy tales that they're brainwashed with.
They personalize it, first of all, and if there is something that's way beyond our conception, they make it like a Superman Big Daddy.
Right. God, he's up there, God. He's looking down on us, protecting us, like Big Daddy, right? Like he's holding over us, making sure we're going to be okay.
It's so primitive.
Mm-hmm.
It's so ignorant. It really is.
Pathetic.
It keeps the masses down, and it's just outrageous. It is.
And, of course, when you're dealing with black people who, of course, have been kept under the thumb of the white people in America for hundreds of years now, this is a very convenient way to peddle them all this religious bullcrap so that they're throwing a bone. So here's something to hang on to. Even though we're not going to give you an education, we're not going to give you any real opportunities, here's some good old-time religion. Hang on to this bull crap.
That's the truth. Opium.
And unfortunately, they really bite onto it, man. They grab onto it and squeeze it tight.
Well, I enjoy your show. You're refreshing, and
Yes,
you have a good day.
And God bless you.
Thank you.
See ya. We have an open line at Dade, 5670560. Give me that good old-time religion, baby. Little kids being butchered up here by barbarians who are making babies left and right. We got a man in a dress running around the world telling everybody to go make as many babies as they possibly can. All the schleppers in Latin America. Make all the babies so we can have more and more illegal aliens in Miami. There you go. Oh. How the hell can we have all these illegal aliens unless they're making a lot of babies? Good point. Because people aren't leaders. People are followers. People are sheep. People aren't thinkers. People are like, and I love the one term. Which one of the jocks on the game, I think it was on a Viking game yesterday, kept using the word proactive. I kept thinking to myself, are we going to finally have closure on this? Is he going to say it? Seriously, is he going to say it one last time so we can have some closure? If he didn't say proactive 5 million times, part of that great 90s speak in America today, part of that double talk. You have to take a proactive role, and then we can all have closure. Right. Whatever that means. Here's Coral Springs. Hello.
Yeah, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Can I call somebody a douchebag?
Yeah, go ahead. Give them a call, and we'll say amen. Open line at Dade 1 at Broward, 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Here's, I'm on the wrong line. Here's Miami. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Our beloved Maple Leafs are in town on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And they picked up Berard. I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
Never been to the new arena. Can I get scalper seats down there?
No, you can't get scalp. No scalping down here. They'll send you right to the Who's Gal.
Are you kidding me? So what do I do to get Maple Leaf tickets?
Call up, try to get the Panther pack. Call up your, Ticketmaster early in the morning. Try to get you some, and otherwise watch it on TV. 2 open lines a day, 567-0560, pound 560. There's a guy sucking around for tickets. How embarrassing. Here's a lady in North Miami Beach. Hello. Lady in North Miami Beach.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Am I speaking to Neil Rogers?
It sounds just like you, yes.
Oh. I'm a long-time listener.
Uh-huh.
And I've been waiting to talk to you for a long time. But this has nothing to do with what they're talking today.
I'm sure.
During Christmas, when they have the wish books and everybody else, well, they had a family of 9 children that they were giving gifts to.
Mm-hmm.
That was very happy stuff. But they took them to Bloomingdale's. And their family
Took them to Bloomingdale's?
Yes.
Since when do schleppers like that get stuff at Bloomingdale's?
But listen to this. And they spent $9,000 on one family.
Isn't that something?
I thought that was ludicrous.
While other people are starving. Why couldn't they have taken them to the dollar store? Would have been great.
Yeah.
Huh?
Or even
Wouldn't that have been better?
5, 6 families.
Or maybe JCPenney's discount warehouse store. That would have been better.
I thought it was terrible.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm from your hometown.
Rochester?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll see you at Cobb's Hill as soon as it thaws out. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, Dade County's open, 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here we are like 2 hours later. We're still waiting for an answer. You see, let me say this to all you naysayers, those of you who like to take shots at me and anybody else in this audience who don't believe your bull crap. If you got all the answers, how come something as simple as this, you can't answer it? Why does God sit back and allow this kind of crap to go on? And don't give me this bull crap he gave man free will, okay? He's supposed to be a loving God. A loving God, no matter how loving he is, he doesn't love man that much that he's going to sit back and let him kill his baby. Or somebody else, whoever's baby this might be. Since it's kind of hard keeping track at this point. What's that? Who did that song? Where is the love? Who did that? Where is the love? Come on, let's go. I can't remember. It's a long time ago. That's the question that's the song we ought to be playing. It ought to be the theme song for the show. Where is the love? Like we had in the OJ trial. Where is the glove? Well, here's where is the love from your loving God. That should be interceding and stopping all of this barbaric bullcrap. And then of course they'll have the funeral and they'll say, oh, well, she's in God's hands now. She's with God now. Oh, man, give me a break. Dade County lines are open, 567-0560 and pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. It's 109 at 560 QAM.
Where do you find Joe Rose, Jeff DeForest, and Steve Goldstein? The first team, right where you got it. Sports Radio 560 QAM.
No sé si ir al baño
o darle cuerda a mi reloj.
All right, ladies, gather around. The band is ready. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
From the grassy court at Wimbledon to the bars where we all play, we are angry dykes who battle those who are anti-gay. Short-haired homo, grouse-back asses, we strap on our rubber. We declare to all opponents that we will get in our licks. Our houses are all humming, our batteries are full. We make our choices early as to who will push or pull. And we say to you Republicans, some shirts bring too much starch. We will gather soon in Washington for the Million Clam March.
Excuse me, soldier. Are you from Roto-Rooter or just happy to see me?
113 at 560 WQM. Here's an ambiguous fax that says, hello, Neil. There's a very interesting book I think you should read. It's called A Course in Miracles, and if you're ready to understand it, you'll read the whole book, and if you're not, you'll probably put it away after reading a couple of pages. Does that tell me anything at all?
No.
No. By the way, did you see last night on HBO The Sopranos?
No.
No, I did not. We have an open line at Dade, 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. There's a very interesting book that you should read, sir, or ma'am, whoever you might be. And after you finish the first couple of pages, you'll put it down. It's called the Bible. After a couple of pages, you'll put it down and say, "Jet serious." Here's Pembroke Pines. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
You want to make some quick money? Hello.
I'm listening.
I'll pay you $1,000 if you take a course in the Kabbalah.
In what?
I'm willing to do that.
Pronounce the Kabbalah.
The Kabbalah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why is that?
Because that is something that I feel that I needed to tell you, and I really believe that you would understand in everything we're talking about, and it really comes to life.
What really comes to life? More Bubba Mices?
The creation.
Creation of what?
Of humanity. Well, the reason why.
Creation of humanity. How about all those other? How about the amoebas? How about all the other stuff?
Well, that's all part of it. That's all because we created that, not God. We keep blaming God.
We created amoebas? How the hell did we do that?
Because we were imperfect, and God is perfect.
Sir, are you listening to what you're saying?
Yes,
I asked you about amoebas, and you said we created that.
Yes, sir.
How did we create amoebas?
Because
did we create Did we create the dinosaurs?
Yes, sir. We created the universe, and God created us. We were imperfect.
We created the universe, and God created us, and we're perfect. Thank you, sir. Okay, I guess I better read that thing, huh? Oh, where's the $1,000 first?
I want to take that course for
$1,000 a piece. We'll read it. I'm easy. I could have read it during that Panther Calgary game last night. Would have been more productive. I'll tell you that. Jesus, man, talk about. I didn't even need my Benadryl. Talk about an instant coma. Yeah, but we won the game. Instant coma, man. Open line at Dade, 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's Dania. Hello.
Yeah, Neil, hi.
Okay.
To begin with, how's your soup?
It's gone. Delicious.
It was good. Okay. Yeah, I got the Sun Sentinel. You know that wasn't even on the front page. That father charged in death.
Yeah. It was on the front page of the local section.
The local section,
Well, what difference does it make what page it's on? What does that have to do with the story?
It seems that so many more people call up because...
Hey, I got news for you. The Miami Herald last week, they had the NBA strike. It was the same day they were starting the impeachment trial in the Senate, but the settlement of the NBA strike was more important, took up half the front page, the prominent part of the front page in the Miami Herald. So that tells you where their priorities are at.
Yeah, well, did you see the picture of the clown on it in the local section?
I got it right here. I have it in my hand right now with the baby, she's no longer alive. Yes.
Yeah, he looks really content, the father, huh? Like he really wants to be
what does that mean? He looks content. He's like, get out of here. What does that mean? He looks like a guy holding a little baby in his arms. That's what he looks like. The picture tells you nothing. We have an open line at Dade and one at Broward, 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. As we continue testing the intellectual capacity of this community. Is there an intellectual capacity in this community?
No.
567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. I mean, there's got to be something more to life. You have to be able to articulate, to think something a little bit beyond, are the Yankees going to win the pennant? There's got to be something a little bit beyond that about who are the Dolphins going to draft in April and the goddamn NFL draft. I know it's difficult. I know it's very testing and very presumptuous of me to expect you to be able to ascend to that level. There must be something in your brain that allows you to transcend the mundane bullcrap of where can I get tickets for the game on Wednesday. Here's Coral Springs. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing? Listen, I don't have any answers, but I do have an idea. You've heard the story on why they never finished building Texas Stadium in Dallas and they have that big hole in the roof?
Why?
Because they said so God can look down and watch the Cowboys play.
Yeah.
Now, given that logic...
I guess he must not have been watching that playoff game.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, given that logic, we should hire, like, Jimmy Carter or Habitat for Humanity, and maybe they could pick up their saws and go around the country, and we could saw a bunch of holes in all these churches.
There you go. I think we got the answer for it. Nice going, sir. We have 2 open lines in Broward, 567-0560 and pound 560 on it. Then we'll make them really holy. Now you're talking. They want to be holy rollers. We'll make them holy. Of course, it's not too good when it rains outside, but nevertheless. Maybe God will make it stop raining in those spots. That would be a miracle. Wouldn't that be a miracle? There's a hole in the roof of our church, our synagogue, but it doesn't rain only in that spot because the Lord is like shielding it from the inclement. It doesn't snow. It doesn't sleet. There are no insects that get in there because the hand of God is shielding the roof of our institution. Here's Kendall. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Where is the love?
Yes?
Fifth Dimension.
No, Donnie Hathaway and Roberta Flack.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was them.
Sorry about that.
All right.
Okay, thank you so much for wasting our time. We have an open line in Dade, 567. I mean, why couldn't he have told you that? You know, why does a guy call there and waste all that time on hold? I mean, this is somebody's idea of a goddamn phone call to a talk show. I mean, it's better than Where's Mike Ranieri, though. Where's Mike Ranieri? Anybody know?
No.
Anybody care?
No.
Except that old fossil that called before. If it wouldn't have been for those old fossils like that guy.
Who called back, by the way?
Who called back?
The old fossil.
For what?
Because you didn't answer his question.
He's on the toilet right now, sir, working out plans for a new life, okay? Where's Mike Ranieri? So like I started to say, if it wouldn't have been for old fossils like him, Ranieri would probably still be on the air today. Or not for the old farts that took over his show. Those old, crabby old fossils who wanted to hear about today in history and the almanac and the birthday list and who's on Leno tonight and who's on whatever first. Here's West Palm Beach. Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Let's face it, Ranieri's show sucked. Yes, sir.
Finally, I'll give you a literate answer.
Okay.
Just look in the Bible and you'll see why it is that God allows all these horrible things.
And why is that, sir?
Because God is a homicidal, genocidal maniac.
Yeah, well, he does. He's always telling people to kill the
It's
gypsies.
worse.
Yeah.
It's worse.
Yeah.
From the very
Is he
beginning.
homicidal?
From the very beginning,
Right.
he starts killing people for no reason.
Well, he killed everybody when he got pissed off, and Noah and those old schleppers had to build that ship.
Yeah, when he slaughtered the Midianites,
Right.
when he did, as he did with any one of his 4 sons of God
Right.
that he writes about in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
First one, he says to Aaron, he says to Abraham, why don't you kill Aaron on a slab?
Right.
Oh, my God. Then he says, oh, never mind.
I was just testing you.
The second son of God,
Yeah.
Samson,
Mm-hmm.
who he turns into one of the most vicious slaughterers in history.
Yeah, but he had good hair, though.
The third son of God,
Yes.
John the Baptist,
Uh-oh.
who said, listen, let's baptize everybody. And God said, no, cut off his head.
Mm-hmm.
And the fourth son of God, J.C., who
J.C.?
God said, I tell you what we're going to do with him. We're going to nail him up on a cross, and we're going to just abandon him.
Oh! Yeah.
And so,
And then we'll let him make a comeback.
if you look about why it is,
Yeah.
if you concern yourself with why it is that these horrible things happen,
He likes it.
look who you're worshiping when you read the BS.
Excellent point, sir. God bless you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. There you go. It was short. It was succinct. Let's have a sitting ovation for this guy who put it all into very proper perspective there. The God of the Goyim and the Jews is a killing, a sadistic, isn't that what I've been saying for all these years?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. A murdering God who loves violence. In fact, he's probably behind all these damn TV shows and movies now that everybody's bitching about. Quit your bitching. God likes it, okay? He likes it violent. Because every time God is perfect, but he gets pissed off. I mean, right there, stop, hold the phone, that's it. He's perfect, but he gets pissed off and his rat shall wax hot. Like I've told you 50,000 times before, that's not possible. You can't be perfect and have a temper. You can't be some kind of a temperamental lunatic and be perfect. And as far as that jackass that started this whole thing about, is this paradise? No, but it sure could be. Because if your God really existed, he wouldn't permit all the slaughter, and he wouldn't permit all the bullcrap, and there wouldn't be no devil, and there wouldn't be no famines, and there wouldn't be no starving people, and there wouldn't be no bashed-in babies, and there wouldn't be no mental illness, and there wouldn't be all this killing going on, because God would be perfect, and it would be tranquil, and we'd be in paradise. Oh, no, but that's later on. Yeah, okay. I'm holding my breath. Here's Coral Springs. Hello.
Yeah, Neil, you're a douchebag.
Okay, thank you for your perspicacious objective call, sir. Or whatever your object is. We have an open line at Dade 1 in Broward, 567-0560. How long do you wait for that? Excellent call, sir. Another man with no material who has nothing to say. You're a douchebag. Thank you. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello. Probably the Lord told him to make that call. Mobile in Miami. Hello. Going once. Going twice. 5 minutes and 20 seconds of their life down the drain. Of our dime, too, by the way. 2 open lines in Broward, 1 in Dade. 567. See how they start coming unglued? They get rattled. They get rattled because there isn't a single one of them out there that can justify their bullcrap and the superstition and hocus pocus that the whole world is being torn apart now. Here we are like thousands of years later in the Middle East and in Northern Ireland and in India and Pakistan and every other goddamn place you look. And in this country with a bunch of so-called religious lunatics trying to bring down the duly elected government. Bunch of hypocritical, do anything that moves hypocrites. Oh, yeah, but everybody else, yeah, that's right. It's only the liberals that are the perverts. All these right-wingers, they're the real goody two-shoes guys, like Jimmy Swaggart and Jim Baker. There you go. Mobile in North Miami. Hello.
Uncle Neil.
Yes, sir.
Great show. Listen, I don't know. I know you were talking earlier about the press conferences and all that BS.
Garbage.
That people listen to.
Garbage. And most of it's unintelligible. It's the worst radio I've ever heard in my life.
Well, that's nothing. Fox has the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah.
7 hours of pregame.
How do you like that?
7 hours of pregame. That's
Beauty.
number one. Number two, have you been to your P.O. box lately?
Have I been to it?
Yeah. Have you been to your P.O. box in the last couple of days?
Yes. Why?
Did you get a nice little introduction from the Postal Service about the stamps that were available?
No.
You didn't get that? Well, I got one in my P.O. box, and 7 of the stamps that are available are 32-cent stamps. How do you like that?
Yeah.
So what that means is if you order your stamps by mail, this is an offer to order stamps by mail, then you have to go into the post office to buy 1-cent stamps because the 32 cents.
Well, they're a little bit slow. They're slow on the uptake. Like I said, sir, get yourself a Pitney Bowes postage meter. It works like a charm. I love it. We have an open line in Dade 1 in Broward, 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line, 125 at QAM.
This is 560 QAM.
Baby, you love my jockey shorts.
Let's get ready to rumble! Counterfeit and color, probably on pay-per-view. Forever the world's been waiting. Tyson's gonna win the belt. I just want to beat you up. Might just want to pick you up. Rumble, rumble, rumble. Let's rumble, 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 rumble. Ring the bell. Rumble, rumble, rumble. Well, Tyson's ready now. Rumble, rumble, rumble. He's out of jail. Tell me who will fight Tyson. Wish you was dead, don't you?
Okay.
Everyone wants a Mikey to kick his ass across the ring. I just want to I just want to beat you up. Rumble, rumble, rumble. Let's rumble, 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 rumble. Ring the bell. Rumble, rumble, rumble. Well, Tyson's ready now. Rumble, rumble, rumble. He's out of jail.
Suckers. Okay, 1:30 at 560 QM. During that break, I came up with the greatest brainstorm, the greatest teaching tool in the history of human race. Somebody ought to put together a documentary that's got all news footage about all of these cults, the Do-Re-Mi guys and the Kool-Aid guys, Jim Jones, all of these cults, David Koresh, and then we ought to have a thing about what's going on in Northern Ireland, some documentary footage about that, and the Middle East, and put this all together about things that are going on now, not things that, somebody told 1,000 years ago, 5,000, things that are going on right now in these people's lifetimes, and put together about a 2-hour documentary. And then show that to all your kids instead of wasting their time and taking away their brain with all these religious classes and going to church and sitting on. There you go. Oh! Wouldn't that be a great idea, huh? In fact, if one of the networks really had some balls, they would do it. But does any of them
no.
Forget that? Oh, man, they're terrified. They are scared crapless. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I just called to tell you your little package is in the mail. You know where I'm from?
No.
Oh, did George didn't tell you?
Drug dealer.
The passport agency.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, I gave you an extra thick one.
And the passport,
too.
Yeah.
Hey, I love listening to you guys.
That was quick service.
Yeah, I love listening to you guys over the break, especially hearing George's foul mouth.
Yeah, he's got a filthy mouth. Thank God that he's not on the air very often.
You need to clean his mouth out with spick and span.
Yeah, or at least the span part. He's already got the spick.
All right. Hey, can I hear Goodbye, John Denver, if you have the time?
Okay, hey, for you, anything.
All right.
Thanks a million. Okay.
All right, bye.
That's my passport guy. See, it pays to have the inside connection there. He said my package is in the mail. Yeah, it must be somewhere. I can't find it. We have an open line in Dade. Oh, God, I got another great line for that, but I'll pass. By the way, Frankie at Publix, don't be so sensitive, Frankie. Open line in Dade. I went over there yesterday morning to get some, which is real. 9 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday morning. Wouldn't you think that would be a good time to go to the store? Jammed up. And I go in there, and it's, all you got to do is mention somebody on the air, like when the Knots Landing lady called. I just mention it because he's about the only person there I even know their name, and he's a nice young guy who's a big fan, and I made a bad mistake of now he's all embarrassed, and he's like, they're all giving him a hard time, so to speak. Come on, Frankie, you can handle it. If you can get by those zits, you can get by anything. We have an open line in Dade, 567. He had a little zit problem, okay? Guys that age, every now and then, they have a little zit problem. What is so fun? Now it's going to be worse. Now I'm going to go in there next time, and he's going to be running the back of the store. They're going to be having a conference. Everybody is so goddamn sensitive just because there's that old fag on the radio, okay? Just a radio show, okay? Here's Coconut Creek. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hi.
Hi.
Good afternoon.
Buenas tardes.
I listen to you every day, or at least almost every day.
Yes, sir.
And I agree with a lot of things that you say. I'd say 80% of the time. But this is an issue that
yes.
Maybe people don't want to talk about this issue because they don't feel they need to dignify.
They don't need to dignify it?
Yeah, they don't need to dignify it. What makes you think that they need to even dignify it? Why is it so important to you?
Because everybody is, especially in this country, we have all this religious intolerance and people telling us we're going to burn in hell if we don't believe what they do and always condemning everybody for this, that, and the other thing.
Those are extremists.
No, they're not. Not anymore, they're not. They're running the country now, sweetheart. You better wake up and sniff the flowers.
Look, I'm a very scientific person, okay?
Yeah.
But I also believe in God.
How's that possible?
How is that possible?
Yeah.
That's very, very possible.
No, it's not.
But you're implying that you're either you're one end of the spectrum or the other. You're not accepting the fact that there are people that are in the middle.
No, I'm not saying you're one or the other, but I just don't know how somebody who really has their mind in science can rationalize that with this sick, twisted God that the ancient barbarians invented.
Well, that depends whose idea of what kind of idea of God that you have. I mean, I believe that.
Were you talking about the Jewish Christian God? Is that the one you're talking about?
No, that's kind of a paradox, Jewish Christian God. I mean,
well, it's the same one.
I was brought up as an Orthodox Jew. I was brought up as an Orthodox Jew.
Well, then you should know that there's no difference. The Yeshua was the same God for the Jews and the Christians. They just Christians tossed in Jesus to make it more binding.
Well,
to make the Jesus more binding.
As far as God itself is concerned, I mean, I live my day on a very scientific level. If I have a headache, I don't pray to God. I go to a doctor.
Yeah.
I mean, if something wrong happens with my life, I don't believe that God caused it.
What does God do? What does your God do?
That's your whole premise. Your whole premise on this.
No, I don't have any premise. I'm asking you what your premise is. You're telling me you believe in a different God than the one in the Bible.
I believe in a God. I believe in a higher power.
And what does God do?
Who says he does anything? Why does he have to do anything? Your whole premise is that he must do something when horrible things happen. Your whole premise is
how about when nothing happens? What does it exist for? What is the purpose of your God?
Don't have an answer for that. Can you accept that?
So then what's the point? In other words, you've got this God that doesn't do anything, that you don't know why.
No, I didn't say that.
Well,
I said I don't have an answer for that. You're implying that if I don't have an answer,
can I tell you something? All you are is in denial. Okay, I don't know. No, seriously, you're in denial. You're in denial of the fact that you're an atheist, but you don't want to admit it.
No, on the contrary, I'm not an atheist.
Then how can you believe in a God that doesn't do anything?
I believe. Who says he has to do anything in this lifetime?
What did he do in some other lifetime?
I don't know. I don't have an answer.
Well, that's an atheist.
But because I don't have an answer for you.
You're a lot closer to being, let's say, an agnostic, because that's more palatable. You're much closer to an agnostic.
I put on tefillin every day. Does that mean I'm an atheist?
You put on tefillin every day?
Every day. Every morning. Well, almost every morning. Almost every morning. Okay. And I'm not.
Why? Why do you do that?
Why? Because I feel in my heart that I should do it.
Why?
Because I feel in my heart I should do it.
No, but you're just repeating the same thing. That's not science. You said you're a very scientific person. Wait a minute. You said you're a scientific person.
I am.
What is it that has to do with science that tells you to lay tefillin every day?
Look, I grew up in a very orthodox environment.
Obviously,
and I went away.
You were brainwashed.
No, on the contrary.
Why in the world would you put those tefillin on for the benefit of the goyim in the audience? That again is what
I don't do a lot of the things that I was taught to.
But why would you? Of all the things, why would you do that?
There are a lot of things I do, and a lot of things I don't do. I do it because I
by habit, because you were brought up to do it, and you do it by habit.
No, I don't do it by habit. I went away for it for like 5 to 6 years. I wasn't.
Okay, well, let me ask you this: on Yom Kippur and Rosh Hashanah, do you go to shul? Do you go to temple?
Yes, I do.
So then, what are we talking about? Why do you go to temple if you don't believe in the Jewish God?
You go with your extreme, with your other one end or the other end. I live in the middle. Can't you accept that?
I asked you, do you believe in the Jewish God, and you said no.
I believe in God. I don't say whether he's Jewish or whether he's Buddhism.
Welcome to the world of agnosticism, and God bless you. And Zagazot. That was special.
So how do you spell tefillin? I need to write that down.
How do you spell it? How do I know? Tefillin. Less light, tefillin. I don't know. Oh, by the way, what did he want? My passport guy, goodbye, Jen. I don't want to forget him. He's a good man to have around. Especially the way things are going in this country these days. Keep your passports handy. DNH and TNC, and keep your passport handy. 3 pieces of advice from...
Oh, God!
I mean, seriously, I give that guy a lot of time. He claims that he's got a scientific mind. How could somebody with a scientific mind go through that whole thing with a tefillin, with wrapping those leather straps around your arm to the point of practically cutting off your circulation and going through that self-flagellation deal? And that's science? He's obviously a man. No, seriously, he's a man in conflict. He was brought up with this. Look, if you were raised Orthodox Jewish, the way he obviously was to that degree, you'd be in conflict too. And I congratulate him for at least taking a step or two away. Now just untie the straps. Maybe you'll be thinking a little clearer when your circulation starts again. No, that's like your accountant. That's the same thing.
Yeah, but he's not half-assed like this guy.
No, your accountant is a total ass. Right.
He's an asshole.
Right. He's into it big time. He's laying the tefillin. He's laying anything he can get his hands on. He's, look at this. I'm even knocking the mic around. I'm getting so worked up, so animated about this. Crazy. The word you're looking for your accountant. Crazy.
Great accountant.
Great accountant. Well, he's Jewish. 22 before 2 at 560 WQM.
You're a bastard. Goodbye, John Denver. Too bad you had to go flying in an experimental craft that was made of fiberglass. You wrote pathetic songs for way too long, and now your life has ended, much like your career that fell apart and crashed. And you wanted to fly like Rocky Mountain High in a plane with flimsy wings. Would have been safer to take the country road instead. And sunshine was on your shoulder when you walked in. Your senses filled up long before the country boy was dead. Goodbye, John Denver. Thank God I'm not a country boy who writes songs about as good as he can fly a plane. All your songs were lame, but you made money. Yet you tried to act like a down-home country hick to appeal to those with no brain. And you wanted to fly like Rocky Mountain High in a plane with 50 wings. Would have been safer to take the country road instead. And sunshine was on your shoulder when you walked in. Your senses filled up long before the country boy was dead.
144, 560 WQM. This has nothing to do with religion, with God. All of it has to do something with
Neil, God.
Because this place, it's just unbelievable. We got everybody. We told you last week, unbeknownst to us, behind the scenes, they flipped around all the sales people, sales managers' titles, and we got a new national sales manager and this and that. And Ray Perry came down here, who up until today I always thought was a reasonable guy, having to do with what is his title now? He's the local sales manager. What is he? General sales. Yeah, not like General MacArthur. Okay. Because not only did we not get a new copy for any of the accounts I gave him a list of last Thursday, but we also have an account coming back on, a sponsor I've had for many, many years, long before I came to the station, by the way, which is not going to run because the piece of copy that's in the folder, the only piece of copy that's in there, is from Christmas and from some special deal I had back a month ago. I just mentioned that in passing, Ray Perry, okay? See, everybody in this place, they talk a big game, but the sign that you just put up on the wall back there, just give us the effing money. That's what this place is really all about. We don't care about the clients. We don't care about the listeners, whether they can get in touch with the clients. Don't bother these people with that stuff. Just what's the billing and how much can we rake in here, and don't bother us. Well, see, it's like that every place you work, but this place, it's like magnified times 100. Every place in radio I've worked in this market, it's been the same thing. Don't bother us with the small details in between. Just put it on the air, get us big ratings, and then let's make a lot of money. All the stuff that goes in between, we don't care about. And Ray Perry, I'm supposed to meet with him tomorrow morning. I got news for you. If I were you, I wouldn't show my face if I were you, because I realize it's a short period of time, but how can we do commercials for people with copy that's a month old about Christmas and New Year's, et cetera, and so on, and some special event they did that was a month ago? Can we do that? No, we can't. But evidently, this joint is making so much goddamn money, they don't have to worry about that. Here's a mobile in Kendall. Hello.
Neil, it must be God's will that these advertisers don't get their copies.
That must be it, yeah. He works in mysterious ways.
Seriously, this is a problem that I see. Most people are in their house or outside. When they're in their house, everything they see, somebody made it. When they're outside, then they see traffic lights, cars, houses, people made them.
Yeah.
When they see the sky and the sun, they think somebody made that.
Yeah.
You follow me? They can't get this out of their head.
How about when they see that?
Well, they think somebody made the moon, too.
Yeah.
Now, secondly, when they discover masturbation, they think this is too good to be true. There's got to be some punishment for this.
Yeah.
You know? Okay, now you couple those two together and then add a dose of hope. I'm better than those animals. My dog ain't going to heaven, but by God, I am. I live forever.
Yeah, I think my dog's got, at least my golden retriever's got a better chance than I do.
He's probably better at being a dog than we are at being human.
Yeah.
You know? But because of this mix of things, people believe the bladder. Then again, figure this.
They believe the bladder?
Yeah, suppose that all my life I taught my son one thing, but then I discovered that wasn't right.
Yeah.
Which did happen to me in my life in religion, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like to go back to my son and say, I'm an idiot.
He probably already knows that.
Everything I believe is a bunch of bunk, okay?
Yeah.
And who likes to admit this, And so people go,
we'll put you on the list for that. We'll put him on the list for his children for the documentary that we're going to put together, okay?
I have a bumper sticker that says, Moo, Ba, Jesus saves. Yeah.
Okay, and God bless you, sir, and get some help. We have an open line at Dade 1 in Broward. 567. I thought he was really going somewhere with that. Was he going somewhere?
No.
Down the Hershey Highway, I think. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. As the hits just keep on coming here at QAM, as the sales, they can make all the different people, they can keep shuffling the titles around and shuffling the bodies around, and they still just can't get most of it done right. It's just astonishing to me. These people it's not that they don't have a lot of conscience, they don't have any conscience. They just absolutely refuse to care, and the message over a year later is, hey, mister, we don't care what a big shot you think you are, you're not going to make us care. We're going to continue doing it the same half-assed way we've always done it, and dummy up, okay? That's the message here. Here's Miami. Hello.
Neil, 2 quick questions.
Yes, sir.
First, is Sonny Hirsch returning as the voice of the
I haven't got any idea, sir.
And whatever happened to Mike Church?
Yeah, okay. 2 open lines in Dade, 567-0560 and pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. How sad, sir, there are people like you wandering around, taking up free space and breathing all that fresh air. How sad. Here's a mobile in Pompano. Hello. Mobile in Pompano.
Oh, that's me. Hey.
That's you.
Happy Monday.
And back to you.
That caller a couple times ago, I think, epitomizes everything that's wrong with religion. It's
Which one was that? The Orthodox Jew that?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
The one that was babbling about what he thought he knew and didn't know and all that.
He was getting very indignant about it too with me. He was getting really pissed off. Then he tells me how he lays tefillin. He wraps his arms up in those other straps every morning. Maybe he's into S&M. Maybe that's it. Maybe it has nothing to do with religion.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think it's an all or nothing thing. Either you're for it or you're not. If it's convenient, then I mean that's whatever. That's my experience with people in religion. I see that it's there for them when they need it. You know, if they're doing what they want to do, then that's fine. Mm-hmm. But I got a concept for you. A buddy of mine, one night drunk off his ass, and he comes up with this. And it basically, I guess if you put yourself in a situation like, say you take your buddies out to dinner, okay, you say, look, dinner's on me, all right?
Yeah.
Hello?
I'm listening.
All right, dinner's on me. No,
it always is.
The buddies know. Yeah, right. You don't know what I make. Anyway, dinner's on me. Don't worry about it. Get whatever you want. Your buddies say, well, you know what? They don't take it. Jesus died for our sins, right?
I'm listening.
Okay, I'm a little nervous here, if you can't tell.
But nevertheless.
Jesus died for our sins. Jesus died for all of mankind's sins. So if we don't sin, then Jesus would have died in vain, no?
Yeah, that's right. So in other words, it makes it worthwhile.
So it should be sinners for Jesus.
Okay. And they're doing a good job of it. Thank you very much, sir. There you go. Keep sinning away, otherwise it would have been a waste of time. All that time spent up there on that cross. There you go. We have an open line in Dade 1 in Broward, 567-0560. I am, speaking of cross, I am so cross about that thing that I just showed you with that copy situation. I mean, these are all things that I spoke to about them, and of course the evil finger of Gary Sarner happens to be in there again. Remember he brought his new buddy down, which this happens to be one of his accounts, which he just discovered by accident since I brought it up. And his good friend is the agency with that account of Bada-beep. And they all got a song and a dance. Bada-beep, bada-boop, bada-bop. They all got a tap dance. But the important thing is only some of them have got the naked pictures. There can be absolutely, positively no question that this radio station and the bureaucracy of it exists the way it does because of naked picture. Make no mistake about it. Take it straight to the bank. 151 at 560 WQAM.
You go to hell and you die. Well, I don't know why I came here tonight. Boy, I got the feeling that something ain't right. Put on a yarmulke and don't take it off. If you see your rabbi, say mazel tov. Schmucks to the left of me, putzes to the right. Here I am, stuck in a temple with you. Well, I'm stuck in a temple with you, and I'm wondering